Cole's didn't open his yet.
Nah.
He's still trying to figure out how to drink it.
I'm
He got his
working
cup, though.
here.
I'm working.
I'm working. All right, New Blaze.
Right? Like, what the fuck? And change seats
Hold on,
and
what?
start spilling
He
stuff.
keeps spilling his drink.
Oh.
Right? Like, I might have to switch
Spilling
seats
his
again, man.
Hold on, what you say?
All I got is bubblegum and dick. She been rockin', leg lockin', pussy poppin', ditty bop. Ooh, we in this bitch doing a bop, bop, bop. Going down with the head in the strap. Ain't no bitch tell me nothing I ain't have. I'm at the wrist blowing zip.
Sorry.
It's a non-smoker rule, can't a hoe tell me shit. Cause bitch, I'm the shit.
I didn't
On my
even
mom
touch
and my
the
sis had to
audio,
kick
though.
my own blood out. They must have got out the crib. School. Oh, the mom. I'm finna get
He
this
recorded this from
respectful.
Whammo.
Till the bitch get respectful. I'm finna get disrespectful. Till the bitch get respectful. I'm finna get all I got is bubblegum and dick. She been rockin', leg lockin', pussy poppin', ditty bop. Ooh, we in this bitch doing a bop, bop, bop. Going down with the head in the strap. Ain't no bitch tell me nothing I ain't have. I'm at the wrist blowing zip.
This is for real.
Well, that's
Noon
not how it's
face,
supposed
bro.
to sound.
That was a noon face.
I grabbed the wrong audio. And you know what's wild? The picture looked funny when I looked at it. But I still downloaded it anyway. I was in a rush, man. I was in a rush.
Cole's got some shit from Frostwire. Frostwire.
I apologize when you hear that. When you actually hear, I'm gonna keep it too. When you actually hear the next day for the audio of the podcast, I do apologize in advance. The song that I got, the quality is very shitty.
the song is
I was
terrible,
rushing.
On top of that,
It's just
yeah.
a bop. That's all.
A bop.
So I
A
just
bop.
It is. You know what? So look, that's funny that you mentioned that because I was
Shit,
going to
a bop.
post something yesterday and I didn't get around to it. Was that I gave Blueface an actual real chance yesterday because he has a new album out. I got to song number 2, verse 3. This dude said, he's like, always knew I had a vision. I'm not, it's not that so Raven. I'm fly like a raven. I bolt to more like a raven. I cut that shit off. I was done. It was the end. I bolt to more like a fucking raven, bro. And I tried to think like maybe it's a play. I was like, ball two. No, that shit's trash. Like you didn't try
Baltimore
anything.
Like a raven.
It doesn't mean anything.
I ain't trying to even make
I
nothing out of
really
it.
tried.
He tried hard.
I would like to, as a Ravens fan, kind of denounce that.
You gotta that
He said he's the face of the Ravens franchise.
that's like the Renegade song for the Ravens now. Yeah, like, they play that in the stadium and everything. Like, oh man,
Get out of here.
Ed Reed
I said it
highlights and
wasn't
shit
what I
flying.
talked about.
Hold up. What episode is this? I didn't even. Oh.
55.
Oh, okay. Wait.
You said 55, like Devin Bush. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what type of time. Okay,
Hey, you know.
He bought a more. Shut up, Reg.
buy a more.
Hey, bought a more what?
Nothing.
Bought a more.
Bought a more.
Like a
rape.
purchase. Obviously.
Laugh. Tell me if anybody's talking shit.
Yeah, we live. Yeah, we live.
Yeah,
It's
so,
your phone
all
day.
right, listen. Hello. All right, people, what's going on? What's up? Everybody get up. I know it's late. That's on me, partially. Also, Shawna's fault, our special guest. But, so it's partially my fault,
I'm
my
always
bad. I
late.
got here a little late. I was doing something, ran into some crap, blah, blah, blah. We here. It doesn't matter. Thank you all for coming here and on weekday work night. I know you got work in the morning, but we always appreciate you all coming out and having fun with us guys and gal. So, that being said, this is the I Don't Know Podcast. What's happening? It's episode 55, and we are back with your boy. It's me, Picos.
Too fire, bro.
And we got goddamn mixing up here. But we got Blaze in the house.
What up, Blaze?
We got Nugget in the house.
Hey.
And we got Gene.
What's happening?
My next door neighbor. It lives across the street right
across
now.
the street this week, man.
Hey, because we got a special guest today, which was actually random. I forgot you was coming. But she's here.
You forget about the Patron,
Special
no.
guest here. Shawna.
Shorts.
Shawna's in the house. Shawna's over here with us, special
what up,
guest.
Shawna?
Before we start, I would like to. I didn't even drink mine yet, but for those of you watching it live, I was informed. Well, first of all, she came in and came with gifts. So this is called a love shot.
Ooh.
That it comes in a hospital bag. And so I'm
It's
glad
all love,
she.
though.
I'm glad she. Told me because on the front of it.
That was just what I had.
Okay.
I also have jars,
It says
too.
Fro-Zip on the front, but
Yeah.
they're not called Fro-Zips.
But I didn't bring any Henny. We doing Patron. I feel like
Patron is
Patron is appropriate for a podcast.
a pro.
So we got
Patron.
Patron Love Shots, which is Patron and it's a slushy. It's an alcoholic slushy.
It's science. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
what it is. It's
I haven't
science.
tasted mine yet. They all said it was good, and they actually, Shawna has been the first person to get me to drink since I think I haven't drank in 6 months.
It's appropriate.
Off the strength.
Yeah,
Off the
and me being nice because it's not that I'm not trying to drink. It's just that I'm always too tired.
And meanwhile, we've been trying to get him to drink for 55 episodes. So
That's not true.
Shout out to Sean.
It's not that I'm not. I wasn't trying not to drink though. No, I
we're
wasn't. I
chopped
was just
liver,
tired.
bro.
I
We're
don't
chopped
like,
liver, and
You're used to this
You're
because you're an
done.
alcoholic. I'm not.
That's my past life. I drink Tuesday. I don't even drink on weekends.
I don't drink.
It's Taco
Taco
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So you're actually supposed to be
That's what I'm
drinking
saying.
tequila today.
And
The
I don't.
tacos.
I usually don't drink.
We're here then.
Mhm.
But no,
Oh,
it
that's
is
where you can see it.
I don't even drink that much no more.
He said that was my past life.
Yeah.
And I usually only drink on like if we're doing something. Like I don't just drink.
This is
Talking,
something.
man. We doing
This
the
is something.
podcast.
I just be
Shoot.
tired. That's why I don't be
We're in
wanting to
some
drink.
kind of semicircle, aren't we?
Huh?
We're some sort of little circle.
Round table.
Shoot, you gotta take.
So I'm gonna take my. And
Yeah,
I don't
like,
have no.
I can't even like. It remind me of something though. Like, what's the juice? I ain't gonna ask no questions. this shit's good. I'm gonna tell you.
Hit me up.
Wait, how can they get some out there?
Yeah.
Yes, good question.
I don't want to give out
See, the
funny
thing is,
because-
she's not really even.
She
She's
has
not
a
really even
product that
pushing
she
them like
doesn't want to
that.
give
I
out.
mean, I do it for fun. I come through events and such. and
Like this.
Like this.
Well, that's the thing. See, like
Oh.
I seen randomly. Yeah, you seen it first, right?
I guess it. I don't know if I saw it before y'all.
What?
Well, you see everything first, dog.
Yeah, you did.
Wayne's-
You know,
I
make
seen
questions
it.
for fun, and I just know they kill people, so then I just start doing that,
Oh,
selling them, and
so we're in for it then.
Hit me
Shit,
up on Facebook,
sabotage, man.
What's your Facebook?
Aurora Monroe.
Wait, we'll put it in.
Oh, your Facebook name. I didn't know what the hell that was. Aurora.
Aurora.
Aurora. You can follow me at Aurora Monroe.
Instagram, Shawna Duh.
See, that's what I.
Is
used
it
to-
underscore?
Yeah, duh. Yeah.
So you gotta say Shawna underscore
duh.
duh.
How many H's?
Duh. It's DUHHH.
So you gotta be specific when you got too much going on in your name.
W, not a U.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
She's not trying to really sell them, but
Yeah.
y'all
But
need to just flood her out and
Yeah.
just order them up because they're good as hell.
Definitely.
So, that being said, now that we all got some
These are going to make for an interesting show. Fuck.
I'm excited.
So, to begin today, when I look at my list of things, I realize I did not write down shit this week.
Oh, shit.
But
I got a couple.
there's a good thing, though. A lot of shit happened that I know off the top of my head.
Oh, really?
A couple things happened.
And we got Shawna here.
Ow.
A female
always got
perspective.
something to say.
A
We need a
female
female
who's
perspective.
literally, we don't have this often outside when Desi pulls up. So we could talk. Just throw something out there. But first and foremost, Ross dropped his album, Port of Miami 2.
Oh.
Which was, we've been waiting for that for a very long time. Very long. I think Black Market dropped like 3 years ago or something like that. It was long.
Was that the last
It was
one?
like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
It was a.
He had something.
Yeah, it was a minute ago. I know there was 50-50 reviews on it. I was on the 50% side. For all who didn't know.
B2.
I was on the 50% side who did not enjoy it. I was very disappointed. But other people feel otherwise. You know,
Initially.
you said you started liking it a little less.
How many times did you?
What did I say? What did I say, Coles? What did I say at first?
Still don't like it?
What did I say? Give it a week.
Oh.
Yeah, give it a week.
I say give it about a week. It'll be
Like, I think I'm gonna start liking it a little bit
dismissed.
more after a while, though, because at the end of the day, man, I've liked so many albums to where I like to select songs, and I like a good 5 songs.
Well, it's on a new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I liked it a lot at first, and everybody didn't like it. I'm like, what the hell are y'all listening to? Then the more I started listening, I don't know if I'm getting swayed or what.
Hey, Wayne. Yell.
Not hear me?
I can't hear you. Well, I can't hear nobody, but you. I don't hear you at all.
Why you can't hear anybody?
Yeah, Wayne.
I got these
Yo.
little toy
Nah,
headphones.
shut up,
on.
Jane. Say something.
Something.
Tap the mic.
Yeah,
Okay.
Can't hear it.
No, y'all.
I see his thing going.
y'all
Well, we're
got
all.
it.
Wait,
Turn me up. Turn my shit
are
up.
we all on the same thing this time, right?
That's the master track.
Why you yelling at the mic?
Blaze go. Don't say nothing, Wayne.
Hold on, what?
How you want to say?
Because you can't talk because anybody gonna hear you.
Stop.
Have a time. Woo.
You give me the mic so you can talk.
I know. He said like Blaze.
Oh, wait. What was the question?
For us.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Oh, how I felt about it.
Blaze, you like it though.
Yeah, I do. It has a nice vibe to it, from start to finish. He does, to me, like paint a picture with like certain songs that he's doing. Like as far as that album goes, I don't think it's like the best project of his. I mean that he's done of his catalog, but I do feel like it's definitely a good project. Like,
Where would you rank it? Like, I mean, would it be one of the top ones of his catalog?
It would be up there, but I'd probably not in the top.
This is a decline album.
But I don't think it's a
This
I don't
album's
think
a
it's
decline,
at
bro.
all.
I don't think it's bad.
I take
Rick
every-
Ross can't really. Rick Ross probably can't put out a bad album. That ain't the point though. This shit ain't
It's
like his other shit though.
But it's like
to
I
me,
said
Or
last
you gonna
week.
be like, yo, put that Rick Ross on.
ain't nobody. You ain't gonna be hearing nobody
Okay.
like, yeah, this ain't the album of the summer type shit. He could have kept this,
I like
and he
it
had
for the
everything
fact
hyped
that
up
that's
off of
something
that fucking
that's something
feature.
that you can. It's a mood.
Turn my mic on so I can talk
It's
about
a whole
Turn
mood
my
to
mic
like,
on.
relax.
That's right.
Like
It's a ride to
if you're
it.
taking a drive,
Yeah.
that's something that you would turn on, and you can just ride to.
Get
And
some rad music.
Straight through.
yeah.
Hell no. That shit get towards the
Mine
end. That
is-
shit
mine-
gets real theatrical towards the end, especially towards the end. That shit starts. Them beats is just like I don't know if he was. I don't know what he was thinking with some of them.
What? You didn't like?
I ain't
Oh,
like it,
the
man.
production was
Nah, I ain't
crazy.
like it.
The production.
I like a
it
couple
was on
select
point.
songs. Like there's a couple songs that I could pick out of it, and like the song with Gunplay, song with Dage Love. The Vegas Residency song is fire.
That I think
That's hard.
When I
The
seen
Drake
Gunplay,
song, I mean,
when I
that's a
seen-
single.
When I
That's
seen the
hard.
feature with
I didn't
Gunplay,
think
that was
Drake
like
on it.
that was like what I really wanted to hear. Cause like
That was hard.
You know what? But I never realized how much I low key love Gunplay. Yo.
Gunplay's
Yeah.
hard.
But I didn't realize it though. You're stupid.
Yeah, you know why? You know why you ain't realize it? 50 Cent, man.
What he do?
He made it cool to not like the Gunplay.
Wow, what they
Y'all remember that beef?
That beef between Ross and 50, like that all like was an assassination on the whole G
And
Unit.
then he
Like
turned around and was on Love and Hip Hop.
who?
Gunplay.
He was on there?
Yeah.
Which one?
He's on Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Oh well, yeah. I guess that would be the only city. I don't know the last. I didn't even know there was a Miami one.
Yeah, it's Trina, Trick Daddy.
Oh, that shit's garbage now.
Gunplay, and some
There's a
Spanish
Miami
people.
one.
Yeah, and there's some Spanish people on it.
There's some pit bulls on there.
Famous for Love and Hip Hop. Never.
Pit bulls on there, bro.
That's a
Come
bummer.
on.
You got me good, man.
You back Wayne? What
Try and silence me, man.
is y'all? Can y'all hear Wayne, bro? You put a muzzle on him.
hear me?
Ricky's like, yeah.
How you like it?
How you like it?
Huh? Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
So I want to go back to like, so like with Blaze's opinion and stuff like that about it. I'm 50-50 with people who likes it opinion because we had a discussion behind the scenes talking about it, and I can see that like it's a vibe, not to me, but it's a vibe, because I
Not
do
to
like the
me.
progression. I do like the production and the. But you know what? Rick Ross is an example of what a good engineer could do, because when I really think about it.
He doesn't put out bad production.
He doesn't.
So like that's not saying nothing that you like the production. It's
Yeah,
Rick Ross.
well, that's true. But like after the
Of
first
course.
3 songs, I'm like, yo, this is about to be fire. And
Yep.
literally the first 3, and then after that,
The shit was like
I could cut it off
Hot
after
and
that. Like, I
cold,
really
yeah.
don't want to hear the rest of the
Picks
album
back
after
up a
that.
little bit for like a song though.
Which one?
I don't remember.
You might be right though.
Yeah, like it picks back up a little
which
bit.
song? The Jeezy song? I
Hell
didn't like
no.
that.
I didn't even
That
know.
shit was trash.
Yeah, that was terrible.
It's growing on me. I'm gonna be
That was
honest.
butt.
It's growing on me.
See, and I listened
I
to
mean-
it 3 times. I gave it 3 chances because
hard.
Rick Ross is one of those people who is like, we give multiple chances for like to redeem yourself.
Yeah.
And so I listened to it 3 times, 2 the whole way through. The 3rd time, I cut it off after like the 5th song. I'm like, I can't take this shit no more.
Yeah, that shit was like, and his lyrics are like fucking weird, dog. Like I was listening to this morning, he said some shit like it was just like, what are you talking about, Rick Ross?
So
what
this
the
is-
fuck are you
Wait,
talking about?
Time out. I just want to address on the live. Y'all heard me because we're on live, but we're talking about for the recording. Like my mic wasn't on yet.
Yeah.
'Cause they're saying
Who
they
said
heard
something?
Reg and Desmond.
Chill. Reg,
Yeah, this is for the audio. This
chill,
ain't,
fam.
you can hear it to the live, but this is for the audio. But
Reg had a fucking chill.
but like, well, so with it, like,
yeah, I ain't canceled the album because of that push stunt.
He pulled a fucking stunt,
with
dog.
the whole push
Rick
thing,
Ross
and
is
that,
Evil
that verse
Knievel.
was fire.
Bruh.
That verse was fire. That was probably, honestly,
I ain't hear. I thought you was about to play that.
Put it out?
Oh yeah,
yeah, they
got leaked
put
that
not
same
the
day.
whole song, but they put his verse out.
Wait, somebody pull it up, bro. I ain't never hear it yet.
Huh?
Somebody pull it up. Wayne, I
no,
know
we
you
can't
got
pull
it.
it up now.
Wayne, he's gonna pull it up in a millisecond.
Pull up now, speed down 3.
Shit, this shit's playing. Done.
Speed down ain't even a number, it's the push verse.
So even speaking on that,
Oh shit, that's
like,
just a
did y'all
ringtone.
hear
dog.
Ross's explanation why Push's verse wasn't on it?
I don't
It
even
was
want
like
to
a
hear
business
it. dog.
decision or something like that.
Basically, he was like, and like I'm just summarizing it. It wasn't organic, it's like I didn't.
No
feel...
shit, Rick
Hey,
Ross.
no, that's what we said from the
It's a
start.
it's a gimmick.
So,
You fuck.
okay.
Yeah, so for everybody that
It's a
doesn't know,
gimmick.
Ross
No
is trying to
shit.
bring Push and Lil Wayne together by having them each record a verse for his Maybach music track without letting them know that he's putting
Hold up,
them on
but
the
look,
same
think
track.
about this.
So
Think about this.
for him to say, "Oh yeah, it wasn't
But look,
organic,"
Yeah,
no
there's
shit.
more behind the
Like-
scenes.
But
than-
look, let's put this in perspective, though. Think about this. If me and Gene don't fuck with each other, and Blaze just put us on the track, is that going to bring me and Gene together? Like, what's the
Exactly.
logic in
yeah.
that?
It's still not.
Like when I hear it, I'm be like, wait, me featuring Gene?
Like,
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I'm just going to hit Gene up like, hey, man, that was
Then
a
what's
hell of a
going to
verse.
sneak?
It's like,
Hey, hell of a
You know
verse
what?
there,
Then what's
buddy.
going to sneak?
It's part of the way
He's-
he thought
I
about
did
it.
this to try to be, to try to make it the right time, and this wasn't the right time. I'm gonna take the charge for that.
Yeah, you
And
got to
I'm
take
like-
the charge
But the
on
thing
that.
is, there's more to it because what you did didn't make sense. Like, why do you think this is going to bring them together? There's no type of like.
The logic.
He tried to
there's
do
no
a
logic.
gimmick, dog. He tried to do a
And I ain't even
gimmick
gonna lie.
because
It did seem like Push was taking some Drake shots a little bit.
Like the first 4 bars.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so you didn't even give any
Yeah,
provisions.
I
Like,
swear.
try
I
to
didn't
keep
hear
the
it yet.
shots out of it. Yeah.
wait, you trying to play it real quick?
I know.
How loud is your speakers?
I don't know. This phone.
But to me, man, just to go back, man, this goes back to like last week when I was speaking about like how people are their perception on artists is like just growth or like through their albums or whatnot, and just how they view that and like what are you expecting? Like if it wasn't this, what are you expecting? Like other than this?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this applies here, because Ross never changed, and this is where I think my growth comes in too. Because like me and Nugget had a conversation, and I told him production, and like you mentioned, of course the production is going to be great.
Right.
That nigga's not saying a fucking thing in none of his lyrics. Not a fucking word. But hold on. But that comes into play though because a couple of me mentioned is like he never really did say anything. His thing, Ross has one style and he sticks to it. Ross also, you made me think a bit, he paints a picture. And he does paint a picture. He
I
does.
think that's saying something though.
Yeah, and he's
No,
saying
no,
something.
no,
He's
no,
definitely saying something.
no. It's not saying something to me because this is my thing. Where I am in life right now, like that doesn't wow me anymore. That's not fascinating. I don't want to hear that shit. Like I don't care about it. You know, like when I say he's not saying nothing.
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, when I hear Jay-Z or something like that. I mean, of course, I can't afford nothing that he's talking about, but
I'm gonna jump in
he's
when
saying,
you get done.
he's saying like some there's content behind his shit. You know, like he's actually like whether he's speaking about I don't know, just putting you on game or I don't know, like I'll throw the Chance thing in there. I know a lot of people didn't like that, but the whole just talking about weddings and stuff like that. You hear like there's other artists. I'm not just gonna go on the line, but like he's not saying nothing to me. Talking about money, cars, and bitches. I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not saying anything to me. You know what I mean? Like, he's not saying anything that, like, I'm not taking that in. No way. All I'm hearing is he's flossing.
You're
and
not
he's
over
flashing.
it. You're not over it, bro. But it's like it's funny you mentioned Jay-Z. Rick Ross. If you're going to talk about money, you better be fucking Jay-Z. Like you know what I
you
mean?
talking about like
if it's going to be
But
so
again,
redundant,
like, that still
at
goes
that
back to,
redundancy,
like, what are you expecting from
progression.
from this person as far as his progression? Like this is something that you're not getting like really anywhere else. You're getting it just from this particular artist, and you're getting.
but I said that.
You're getting his progression.
But
and
I said that. It's
but
just
not
me.
but as far as an artist, they're not going to specifically talk about anything that you you're thinking that you're liking.
I just
that
said
you're-
it was me.
that your growth is, but I'm just saying, like,
Don't put
that
him down
artist
for that.
is
I
gonna-
am. I don't want to hear that
They
shit.
want
Ross
to
is
speak
bossed
to
up,
their life,
man.
and he's actually saying something more than money, cars, and bitches. There's actually some more that's behind it. but
He
it's
ain't
at a
saying
different
Not much
shit.
though.
Yeah, it's
But
not
Coles
much
likes
at all.
Rick.
Even those
Coles likes
songs-
Rick Ross.
You
Yeah,
You
I
can't
like
really argue
Ross.
that.
I'm
Coles is a
saying-
Rick.
I'm just saying, if your gross is 100 million, you're saying something. Something's going on. Something's being pictured. That's
Bro, the way
affecting
Ross is-
somebody.
This
Wait,
nigga
wait,
said.
wait, wait, wait,
This
wait,
nigga
wait.
said a lyric.
Wait,
This
so
nigga
now
said a
are you
lyric
talking
about.
on the
This nigga said a
perspective
lyric
of his
about waking up
success from the
pissing in a
lyrics?
cup, dog.
Oh,
This
I'm
nigga's
just
talking
saying,
about peeing in
No,
cups.
but you said his gross
I don't know
is
what
100
this nigga's
what?
talking about, bro.
over 100 mil.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, are you
But
talking
I'm
on
not
his
associating
success as an
to
artist
that.
now?
What?
Are you now speaking on his success as an artist?
That's just attributing to
That
what
comes with
his
the
growth is.
territory.
But I'm saying, yeah, but what I'm saying is, you saying so he is saying something because he grosses 100 million over
By
100
default,
million.
right?
Yes,
Right.
though.
No.
He just has a nice.
No.
Not bad.
Listen,
I disagree.
Listen, I
Because
think
I
Ross-
disagree.
I disagree.
I think
He just
Ross
has a nice
literally
catalog of hits.
Ross talks as a Miami mob boss, and I think
Right.
that's interesting. Like it's like I
Is
feel it's
it though? If it's
That's
the
why he's
same
pulling
exact
stunts.
thing,
but it's
That's
not-
why he's
Yeah,
pulling
yo.
It's
stunts.
not, though.
I done
But
bought yayo.
like I said, you
He's
look-
out
Nigga
of.
said I
He's
got
running
money
out
on my
of it,
dick,
bro.
so she got money in her mouth or some
Yes,
shit like
and
that.
that's
Come on,
hard.
bro. Come on, bro.
What?
But
That was
yeah.
terrible.
That's not. That's
wasn't
not gonna
like
cut
that.
it,
Be an
bro.
analogy
And that
for
sounds
something
painful.
else.
We had the same
something
talk.
That
crazy,
sounds
like-
painful.
We had the same talk.
That's
Why
not
she
gonna
got
cut
why
it,
you
bro.
got diamonds on your dick?
Wait, look, like I said in this
He's
conversation,
pulling stunts,
we
bro.
talked about
Diamonds
Shock
in your
value.
mouth? That hurts.
we talked about Push in the same conversation, and I said Push always talking about coke. It's just the wordplay uses, and you
Right.
like how he said it though.
yeah.
Yeah,
But he
but
talking about
And
Push is rapping
I'll say
better
this,
than he
though.
was.
Exactly.
Pusha
This is where I'll
T
get at
is
with
on an
Push.
upward trajectory,
Oh,
and
he
Rick
is.
Ross is not.
Right.
That's the fucking
He's at a
point.
standstill.
He's not progressing.
He's not
dog.
progressing.
I don't care how much money he has.
You don't want to what? And I want
But
to
you can always count on Ross for a hit.
huh?
Can you? Where's the hit on
Can
this?
you what?
What
Yeah.
hit? What hit
One.
is? What hits on this that you're going to hear
a couple
next
man.
year? What song on this
I'm
album
with
are you going to
Jay.
hear next year?
What hit
That
is
song
on
with
this
Gunplay
album?
is fucking
What-
hard.
what album are you
That
gonna
song
hear?
with Gunplay
What-
is
hard?
hard.
Well,
That
yeah,
song is hard.
yeah, I like that song
That
too,
song's
but
hard,
you're not.
too.
We're not going to hear that.
And that's just
That's
because
a
of,
true
We're not gonna
too.
hear that.
Even though that song
only
is hard,
Drake
that's not
has
like a hit.
replay value
I love that
anymore,
song.
man.
I love that
Talk
song
about
too.
Next year, you ain't gonna hear any song except a Drake song next year.
But it's Rick Ross.
No, I wouldn't
But that's
say that
'cause it's
because
Drake's
Give
song.
me
though.
There's
one
some-
artist.
I know
there's
tons
probably-
of songs that don't get airplay like that.
No, I'm not talking
Well,
about.
yeah,
I'm just
we're not
saying-
talking
I
about
get like-
B-sides.
Would you
I'm
ever
I'm not talking about
say-
the B-sides.
There's
stuff.
not a song on there. Well, except for the Gunplay song. There's not a song on there where like this time next year, like because I still go back and I just listen to old songs and stuff like that. I will never. I don't see myself besides that Gunplay song playing any song on there a year from now.
And that's your because I like
Yeah, but you're right.
actually-
That's a preference.
way.
Though. It's
because
a
like for
preference.
instance, I like listening to like on Apple Music. I play Rick Ross Essentials.
Well, if you play Rick Ross Essentials,
And
then
don't bring up
I'm
Yes.
just saying
yes.
though, like it's just the
Right.
whole.
Hold up. Well,
It's
will
the
Rick Ross
collective of his whole
Essentials
song.
change?
You run a chance on hearing any of these songs on
That's what I'm
Essentials.
getting at. Like, what,
That's
will
not
any
the-
of those
yeah,
songs
like,
be
that's
on
what
the
I'm-
That's not the
Essentials?
point.
I
Like,
love, no, it is, but like for me,
yeah,
No,
for
but
you,
we're
yeah.
talking
I
about-
love he didn't fall off to me though. It just like if you didn't
He
like it,
didn't.
I guess you just didn't like it. But I was listening to a couple tracks. I'm like, I mean, these ain't bad songs.
How much are
They're
you
never. He's never gonna
Yeah,
put
they're
out
not
a.
bad.
I
They're not
ain't-
bad songs.
They're
I'm
not gonna be
expecting
bad
to drive
songs.
around.
It's just not it.
I'm expecting to drive around. I was expecting more. I'm not even going to lie.
Right,
I
Of
was
course,
looking forward
of
to
course,
expecting more
because he's been
songs.
trending upward.
I'm glad
Thank
there
you.
wasn't more
He
songs.
has
I'd have
been
crashed the
I don't
bus.
even think he's been trending upward. Like,
in the
what's
past.
What's the last?
I mean, his
Ross
whole
hit?
career in general, he hasn't been going down. Even when he was battling
I
50
still don't
Cent, he
think
was
he's
still
going
heading
down,
up.
though.
Huh?
I don't think he's going down though.
Yeah, but he's not going up.
Yeah,
I know, I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, though.
I don't think
So
he's
he
going
is
down.
going
I don't
down.
think he's
Like-
going
Change
up.
that, though.
I think
This
that
Him
album-
not going up
Eight
means he's
Ball
going
was
down.
the
But what,
greatest
like,
Rick
what are
Ross.
like,
Even if
what is
he's
the
sustaining,
Yeah,
bro.
like
More. I even actually
It's not
wanted even
believable anymore.
better production than
Yeah,
the
like-
production that was on there. For real, for real.
Right, like
That like I ain't gonna lie, some of the beats and stuff they were a little boring.
yeah, towards the end especially.
Hell yeah,
that shit was
it
like
didn't even the album
shit-
didn't get better as you listen.
that shit was like
It
a
got-
soap
it got
opera.
Yeah, I'll
worse
give
as
you
you
that.
listen.
He
Like,
had soap opera beats on there at the end.
yeah, the
I'm like,
the
what is
first,
this
like the first three
theatrical
songs made me
shit,
think like,
dog?
yo,
Come on.
like this shit's about to be be fire. And then I get to 4, and I'm like, okay, a girl song, cool, whatever. Then I just kept on listening. I'm like, fuck, this is.
Like, this is a frisbee,
Push
bro.
would've been on that
This is
last
frisbee.
track, man.
This is
That
frisbee
verse would've been
material.
on the last track. It would have.
Wait, so we about to play it. You play it real
Nah,
quick.
don't play it.
I
It's
wanna
not
hear
gonna
it.
sound good.
I didn't hear
It's-
it.
It's not
We
gonna
didn't hear
sound
it
good
yet.
in the audio.
Oh shit!
It's not gonna sound
Shut
good in
you
the
up.
audio. What?
It must be,
Said
but
it gonna sound better than the
What?
intro to the.
it gotta be better than that. Yeah, like
Hey, the intro's part of the damn podcast.
wait, throw it up real quick and see how it. If it sound bad, just cut it.
Yeah.
It's going to.
Where's it at? Like,
How would we listen to this if we can't put it in the audio?
the speakers.
Last time I played, this is the song that never ends. It did not sound great in the
I
microphone.
could hear that shit. That shit
Y'all
was
still
funny.
talked over it. Anyway,
Definitely sounds like the intro. I don't even feel like listening to those first. Yeah, like
We'll hear it on the way home.
yeah, those first. It was.
Yeah, I don't
want
want to ruin it. Yeah, because I don't. That's not doing it
I
justice.
told y'all
like,
not
yeah.
to play this shit.
Fuck.
Told you.
But no,
Yeah,
like I
no,
said, me
man.
personally, I just think, like I did say, because me and you, we had a good conversation. I basically said, like, as I was saying how bad it was, when you were saying things, I'm like, you know what, you're right. For some people, he just paints a picture. Like you said, you like the whole Florida mob boss
I love it.
type of feel that he
love
gives off.
Yeah.
And I get that if that's that's what you're into and that's what you like. And he does his production and his ability to paint a picture it's always been there. It's always been good. But I think just where I'm at, and honestly, I just don't think they were like great songs. But like also where I'm at too, I just be wanting to hear concept. Like I would want to hear more. And if you're going to talk that way, and if you're going to do that, I would like for it to be witty, because we talked about Push's bars and what he does. He does that in a very like unique way, and his production is crazy because Ross has those like he keeps those like Justice League sound.
Yep.
I've always been a fan of good music's sound. Like, they kind of raised the bar for me with production a little bit, like Kanye's beats or whatever Push be using.
That, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
There's
so
no
plus
evolving.
exactly.
It's just-
So
Yeah.
it's like instead of just like the Justice League sound, but Kanye's like sound plus like Push's uniqueness and his wittiness and his bars. So even though he does just talk cocaine talk, it's unique. Ross has one flow, one boss man flow. You know what I'm saying? With that particular sound.
That Patron sound, huh?
Yeah. No, I can't say some of my words. I'm stupid. But but like it was just like it's just a little snoozy for me a little bit.
It's just a little skippy for me, bro.
A lot of
Like,
skippies.
that shit's skippy as hell. And we're talking about Port of Miami, which is supposed to be ratchet as fuck, dog. There ain't no street anthems on there. There ain't nothing on there that's going to be in a club jamming. He got some theatrical shit on there, dog.
And you know what? Though?
I'm not
It's
trying
like,
to hear
and I don't
that.
know why people are
I'm not
comparing it
hearing
to
that,
Port of
bro.
Miami 1. Port of Miami 1 was like a decade ago.
And that shit wasn't. I don't remember that being. That ain't one of my top Ross albums.
Hell
Like,
no.
that-
I mean,
It's
I
just his
liked
first
it,
one.
It
but
goes back to what I'm saying last week. Like y'all putting somebody in a box.
He's putting himself
Yeah, he
in a
put himself
box,
in a
dog.
But still, like
He's
there's-
literally
no,
putting
you're-
himself in a
you're
box.
Basing it based off of Port of Miami 2 has to sound like Port of Miami 1.
That's
Or
like nice.
It's- that's
should
the
sound
point of
like
the
this,
sequel.
Or his progression should be this. But y'all having false expectations on a.
Nah.
He's.
Now I
he-
think you're
he's-
backtracking.
No, that's his fault, bro.
No, I think you're
That's his
backtracking because
fault.
last week we were
Said the
talking
one
about the
Mhm.
problem with growth. Now you're
I think that is
saying
the problem with
there's a
growth,
problem
though.
that there's no growth.
Yes, though. I think that comes into to play in the same sense.
That there's a,
Say for instance, you never heard a Ross album. What would you think of this?
if I never heard a Ross album,
Yeah.
I personally don't think these songs are Like I don't like the music.
No, that's fine.
So
I'm just
yeah,
like,
so
if that's
personally,
what
like
you
if,
feel,
look,
yeah.
if this was Ross' first like introduction,
If this was his introduction, I think it would be hard.
I
Nah,
don't.
bro.
I
I don't
would be
agree
like,
with that.
"Oh."
Well, are
I
you
don't.
still
I don't agree with
basing
that.
your feelings on what you know now
Yeah.
about Ross, or you just?
No, I
you're not
literally,
going- you're- I don't feel like you're answering that with an aspect of.
I am. I
you
don't.
Never, like you
I don't
haven't-
like any of the songs except the first 3.
I like a few of them, but like I didn't.
Dej Loaf song, guy.
I don't remember that one.
It's a
I'm telling you, when I say,
if you heard that
Listen,
without hearing the rock
it sounds
song,
like
when I say
it
that,
doesn't sound
when I say
cohesive, like
I was falling asleep listening to it, I was falling asleep listening to it.
I get it.
Like that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't good to me.
I'm just saying, I'm
Shit was
with Blake.
gimmicky,
I feel
dog.
you
It was
are
gimmicky.
attributing a little bit of this knowing what Ross sounds
But
like beforehand.
that's all of us though.
Not me.
No, but I really don't though.
I think I'm just such a
I
Ross
don't.
fan a little bit. It's like,
And you know what? And,
I don't
that's
listen
what
to
I
every
also
song
think
as a
though.
new
So
song,
as
not-
much as you talk about the guys who aren't
yeah.
who don't like it, I think there's a part of people who do like it who are also not saying it's everybody, but I think because y'all are such Ross fans, and I'm not saying y'all too,
Yeah,
but like
no,
y'all's in general,
I'll admit it,
I think
yeah.
y'all are like also
Realistic.
forcing yourselves to like it.
But look, I am.
Yeah, and he
but I
deserves-
will-
he
I will
may-
call a
and
spade
maybe
a
he
spade. That's
deserves-
just trash. I will call it trash.
Yeah,
But-
he
But it's not
he
trash.
deserves
It's
some
not
extra.
trash.
I didn't like
would
that
too,
either.
though. I think if I didn't really like it, I would say it.
There's like a couple projects.
It's
like, I really
it's never
didn't-
going to get that
like
bad from that artist because he's a good artist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He has a good ear.
And that's the
But
thing.
this is not fucking.
This is not
the
it.
the point that he had to, and we'll get to the Pusha shit. Like the point that he had to pull that stunt with teasing that record and not listing them and saying it was coming and then I chose to pull it back.
But what made
All
the
this
artist-
theatrical stuff, like you had to do that to generate some sort of interest in this album because you knew you didn't have shit.
I don't think so.
But what?
I don't
what,
buy
This
that.
what
album
artists
doesn't
is
have
like
shit
Nicki
on it,
was
bro.
doing
I
some
think
shit
people
like
were
that.
looking forward to Rick Ross's album.
Oh,
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I
But
don't
he-
think
if-
he
but-
pulled that.
Without
But-
putting
Yeah, I know I
nothing out.
was.
Yeah, they
No,
didn't know that
then
they
why'd he
were gonna
pull
like
it? Then why'd he pull a stunt?
I think he actually
I think because he
generously did just try though.
He,
like-
I
He
really
literally-
think he was being stupid.
He literally
Yeah,
pulled a
yeah,
stunt,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Because if he was confident in the music, then he wouldn't have even tried it.
Soldier Boy did the same shit.
And Soldier Boy don't got shit
What
either.
did he do?
When did he?
Man, nobody
I
cares
had
about
the- I had
Soldier
the
Boy.
best year, like, when he
Because he
started
doesn't
going off.
have it, bro. They're trying to generate.
yeah, that's a
They
little
don't have
different,
any
though. Nobody-
fucking
But still,
momentum.
Like,
Said you like him?
That's marketing.
Exactly. Exactly. It is marketing, and when it becomes a marketing ploy, is when you don't got nothing going.
Man.
But it
It's a
still
ploy,
wouldn't
bro.
sell
Going
if
back
it
to
was
that,
if it wasn't that good, and he wouldn't be doing as consistently as great as he's doing if it wasn't that good. The product wasn't that good.
I mean, it's decent. It's a decent album, but
So,
it's
I mean,
not
it's-
like this is the hottest shit
yeah, see,
out.
that's
You know
all
what I
that
mean?
matters,
And it's
man.
Rick Ross, so
it was
it
coming
should
out
be.
over summer. This is what I expected. I expected like a deeper than rap type of vibe because that
Oh,
was like
Why?
my
Put it
favorite.
It's
up
not
there with
deeper than
Deeper Than
rap
Rap.
2.
Deeper
This
Than
is
Rap's
Port of
fault.
Miami
This
2.
ain't.
This supposed to be from. This supposed
Man,
to take you
you
through
know
a
what?
ride
I
through
never got
Miami.
that, man, because
What?
people always try to act like, not even like for instance, I'm a huge Wiz fan, but what was the last?
He's another
thing he
one,
dropped?
bro.
Oh, he's definitely another.
He's
one.
another
No, what was the last
gimmicky.
album
He's
that he
another
dropped?
marketing motherfucker, dog.
That
That
was
marketing
like a
shit.
sequel to a previous.
Oh, Rolling Papers too.
Yeah, and it's like
It's just, and
I
that
don't
was
think
just
people
a throwaway.
did.
That
But
was
I'm
just,
saying,
it,
though,
that
it's
was
like-
just anything.
I never
Like,
attributed
it's the same
anything
album.
to titles of CDs.
You're supposed
Yeah,
to.
I
Because
don't
it-
either.
just
Yeah,
because you're
yeah.
saying this is Port of
That's
Miami
why I
2 doesn't
said.
mean it's not
But remember,
gonna be
I
one
said
name
I don't know why
gangster
people are trying to compare it to Port of Miami 1.
Well, I get
Because,
why they are.
man.
I don't
Titled
though.
it.
I mean, because the title, but that
Yeah.
title
You're
is a
supposed
title.
to.
If it's music, it's music. Those are two different things. Like
But
I
that's
could
the
call
thing, though,
I could
but-
call something anything. It don't mean it's a sequel.
But I
or-
think
That's
what's,
the
what's
problem.
a sequel?
But that's why.
That's the
Like,
problem.
What is a sequel? This
That's
is
the
music.
problem.
That's
Because
why
you're
I don't get it.
marketing like it's the next
Yeah.
best one. You're
Yeah.
marketing it like
because
it's a
he could have
sequel.
called it anything else.
it
He
something
he
else.
made it.
Could have been laziness. Like I don't feel like
Yes.
that's the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But I would say
If you're gonna
to me,
call
it was
something a
better
sequel
than
after
the
10
first
years,
one.
right?
To be honest, to me,
Say it again.
my opinion would be that's better than the first Port of Miami.
I don't even
But the
remember
first
it.
Port of Miami
I
is
don't
that
really
is that
listen.
his
It's
top
about to be
work anyway?
Not to me personally,
I
no.
think Mastermind. Is that?
Mastermind was that
Mastermind's his
colorful.
top album, you think?
Mastermind was that colorful cover.
Yeah,
I
with
think
the
I thought that was hard. If I
It
could-
was
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
Deeper than like he had a run where everything was just hard until I think
Teflon
Black
Dawn.
Market. I think it was.
Teflon Dawn.
Yeah,
No, that's my
Teflon
top.
Dawn was.
That's
Yeah, that
my
was
top.
fire. That was
Teflon
fire.
Dawn's my.
But that was
That's
also in
BMF
like
and all of that. Yeah,
that
Yeah,
was also
Teflon
in
Dawn.
them years though.
Teflon Dawn
Cause think
was
about it, like, I
hard.
think it was after like Mastermind things kind of went like, cause it was Black Market wasn't that good. neither.
Black
Black
Market was
Market-
the start of the
Yeah,
Black Market wasn't
decline,
that good.
bro. He's been on this little decline path for a while, bro. And
Teflon
it's-
Dawn was.
It is,
hard.
and
Teflon
like
Dawn
even
was
saying
hard,
that,
yeah.
even saying that, like he's still one of the top talents. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but he's
well, let's
still
not
been
get
on
it
a
twisted.
decline. Like
Ross is
I'm not trying to
still
say he's
fire at what he does, though. You know what I mean? I just
Right.
don't think this project as a whole overall
People
was
get
it.
sick of Ross's sound. That's what it
because
sounds
he
like.
because he's
'cause
a master of
he's
his
not
sound.
taking that
Yeah.
sound.
He
to the
literally
next
does
level.
not change his sound. Like when I
Yeah.
say he has one style, it's one
I
style.
get you.
He don't
Yeah.
switch. He don't even change up his rhyme pattern. It's literally one sound,
Yeah, I mean,
and that's it.
he's got some different. He can do different flows. I'm not
No, he
worried
can't.
about that. I ain't worried too much about that.
No, he
Man,
can't.
I'm worried
I
about-
heard 'em.
I'm worried about
I-
the
You know, I
fucking.
feel like as they progress, like they get to a certain way. Like Wiz, I feel like he got to a certain way from how he used to be.
I stand
feel like
with, so.
I think we all
You
do.
say you're Yeah, I stand
I
with.
stand.
Hey, I try so hard. It's like some of them projects were like I don't like, but I be like I
You still
want to
gotta
like
pound
it,
it.
yo.
Yeah,
like,
you're supposed to.
When
You're
I
supposed
go
to.
back and listen to it, I'm like, oh, this shit's hard. Like, what was I thinking at that point in my life? Like,
One thing though I will not go back to is that is it Khalifa that he dropped?
He has a
That
couple
one-
tracks on that.
No, he don't.
Like
I'm
one or
telling you,
two.
listen to it.
Is that the one with Big
Yeah,
Cell?
that
I'm
was
not
that
saying
was
what-
no.
There's
Is that the- is that the Big Cell
track,
one?
But that was it.
There's
Is
a
that the
good,
one
like,
with Big
3
Cell?
songs, man. I listened to it like last week.
That's the one with Bake Sale, bro. So I'll tell you about that. Wiz is another one that tries to market his way when he don't got no real heat,
That
bro.
was.
He don't got no real heat, bro.
I
If
like
you don't
it.
got no real heat, you're
I
gonna
don't think Ross
tease.
had to do this Wayne thing that you're trying to say.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe nobody has
I don't
to
think
do
he
it.
has.
That
But the
don't
thing
mean
is,
that's what.
how
Not the
many
motivation.
people, like,
That's
listen
still the
to-
motivation.
How many people would listen to a Rick Ross song because Lil Wayne and put? Well, I guess a lot.
A lot.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Hell
A
yeah.
lot.
I
It's
said
a
that
ploy,
out loud, like-
dog. It's a ploy. Think about it.
Yeah, when I
'Cause you
said that out
figure-
loud,
Yeah, like he's a great artist. Wiz is a great artist. Ross is a good artist. They don't have to do it, but if we're talking about marketing, they're going to fucking do a ploy if they're not hot.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
ain't nobody going to do them no favors to take them over the top. You know, like, okay, who's going to make them hotter than they are now? Think about it.
I don't think it's necessary.
Who would help
I just
them
think
out?
People are looking
I don't think
forward
it's
to this
necessarily
shit
about
enough,
making
man.
them hot because we really, when we first spoke about the topic, we were saying like how long ago his last project was for real. So
People are looking
get
forward to.
So where's the
guys
spark?
Going in the direction.
Where's the spark at?
Just him dropping the album.
The Drake single is the spark.
He's
That's
about
the
to,
spark.
They're about to do the Maybach music.
They've been talking about that. That's been done for 2 years.
I don't want to
That's
hear
been
that
done
shit.
for 2 years. They don't have no
I don't
fucking
wanna hear that
juice.
shit.
They don't got the juice, bro.
I don't wanna
Meek,
hear
you
that
see
shit.
Meek, you see Meek
Yeah.
dipped.
I wanna
Wait, hold
hear
on, hold
that,
on.
man.
You see Wale dipped, right?
I love
Wale got a label deal,
Yeah.
right?
He's still on Maybach.
he's still-
No, he's not.
Nah, I thought
He's
he
on
left.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
I know.
he
but
left.
Yeah, I know he's on
No,
Warner
no, no,
Brothers.
no, no.
I see what you're
He's
saying.
affiliated, but he's not signed there.
So he's not a
No.
Maybach music at all.
No, he's not.
Yeah, you know what?
He's-
I think
he
you're right.
dipped.
though.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I
He's
didn't know
on
that.
Warner Brothers, right? This shit's for a
Who?
rap.
No, I think
No,
he used to
this
be
shit's a
on Warner
rap,
Brothers.
dog. This shit's a rap.
Marion, I forgot he was Maybach music.
Yeah, you forgot.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, why you think you forgot?
Bro, I don't want to hear a
If he- if
Maybach
this-
music
if these
compilation.
motherf-
Who
if
do they
Rick
have
Ross is
besides
the-
Meek that
if
you
the-
really want to hear?
So hold on.
Was decent.
No,
So
it
hold
was
on.
not.
So hold on. If Rick Ross
Yeah, I do
Ross
wanna
at
hear
one
Godfrey.
time, right? If Rick Ross at one time was the reason for all this heat coming out of Maybach music,
He's
where's
still
the
on Maybach
spark at
music?
now?
Where is the spark in
Yeah.
Maybach music or from him?
It's still
He's
something.
still the spark.
Both.
He's still the spark for it.
Then why is everybody
Like,
fleeing
Bad
away?
Boy. Like,
Then why is
Bad Boy
everybody
ain't got
leaving?
nobody. But somehow
Right.
there's still.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Well, I guess he got his son now.
Nah, bro. Yeah, that's vampire shit, bro.
Vampire.
Making it
There,
bad.
because you cannot generate that spark.
What?
Rick Ross can't generate no spark.
what's
P
spark?
Diddy can't generate.
What you mean? What's like?
We're
what's
talking about
spark?
the heat. Where are these jams coming from?
Well, they still
Where are
on
these
Maybach
hits
Music,
coming from,
man.
dog?
Is he still?
Yeah.
Oh.
He left. He had his other deal was with Atlantic. He left Atlantic. Maybach Music's parent company's Warner Brothers.
Oh.
He's still on Maybach Music.
Nah, he got his own thing on Warner
Yeah,
Brothers.
no, he has his own thing, but he's still on Maybach
Well, that's
Music.
the greatest.
Yeah,
on
but not
Maybach.
like he was
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
He
it
was
with
solely on
Atlantic.
Warner.
He was with Atlantic.
I will
Probably
say
still
though,
there.
I do
Okay,
still.
okay.
I do still.
Well, what
think-
about Meek? We're talking about Meek
He
now.
had Dream
It's like,
Chasers, isn't that his thing?
Meek is rock.
Meek
Chasers
just
is his own
Meek
thing.
just did
Rock
his.
Nation
I
and-
think
Rock
slash.
Nation.
Yeah.
He's probably still in.
Listen,
too.
He just-
I do
right.
think
So-
Rick Ross still does bring
Man.
like attention.
Not
I
like
think
he
I think no
was.
matter what, I think even with this,
Nah, man.
even with
It
this
is- it's
album,
not
which
the
I didn't
same.
think was
Yeah,
great,
it's
not
I
the
still
same,
I
bro.
would still be hyped for another Ross album. Like I'm I'm still that much of a fan. I still think he's still a good artist.
I think Ross could drop another album and people are going to have close to the same attention.
I think so.
Even if they didn't
I
like
believe
his
so.
last one.
I
Until
believe
it come out and
I
it's
would,
like
I would.
until
I would look
until
forward
it
to
comes
another Ross
out
album.
until it comes out and he fucking misses. Like he
That's
missed,
it.
bro. Like oh he's
I
done,
mean,
bro.
the
He's
fact
done.
That you would feel like that way is why people would tune in. Just
Well, yeah,
If
people
he
are
misses-
going to. Yeah,
if
I'll
he
give you all
misses
that.
with his
I'll
next
give you all
one,
that.
think
Yeah,
people are
that's
still gonna
true.
listen to
He
another one
because
then.
he deserves that. He
He's a
deserves
hell of a
your
salesman.
listen.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, just
He's
like think
earned
about it, just
that,
like we'll
but
do the
that
same
don't
for
mean-
Jeezy, won't we?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Not
I
anymore.
absolutely. I don't have.
I've been saying it
anything
for
to say
years.
about any other music until the 23rd, until that Jeezy drops. Period.
But he's
I-
coming out with an album.
I'm such a
Yeah,
Jeezy
he's-
fan.
I didn't even know
Jeezy.
that.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know
don't
that.
have. I don't even want to talk
Yeah.
about music until the 23rd.
TM104.
Honestly, like
That's
that
what it
one
is?
before, yeah.
Hey, wait, I got a little like halfway unrelated story. Like, so I'm in a gas station this morning, right? And I bumped into like the quintessential like old head dude, right? Like this shit was so funny. Like if you look up the definition of an old head, this dude would be right next to it, right? So like I'm in line getting something, right? Dude's behind me, and he hops and he's like, "Yeah, let me get a pack of them shows, man."
Period.
Like the Blunskys, the 5-for-1s, right? He has this long ass tall tee on, right? Shorts on, like with the camos and shit. And then like he gets a fuck with the plaid. Then he gets a call on his phone and it's a fucking ringtone. Like I'm like, what is this music playing? It's like Young Jeezy playing, like thug motivation shit. Like I'm the realest nigga in it. I'm like,
You know what though?
what is this music?
One of the illest CDs,
best.
man.
What-
Yeah,
yo,
like-
hold on.
I'm like, who
Question
has
about that,
ringtones
though.
still, bro? Like,
Hey, you ever
I had a
wonder?
ringtone
album.
until
How
a
come
couple
cops
months ago,
don't
I'm not
just-
gonna lie. You wanna know what the ringtone was? It was
Bubblegum or
Cake
some
by the
shit.
Ocean.
what?
What?
I promise.
Wait, speaking to the mic.
Wait, what you just
Say it
say?
again. Cake
Oh,
by the ocean.
Take by the ocean.
Cake.
Cake by the Ocean.
What is
Fuck
that?
What ratchet shit is?
Why I gotta be ratchet?
Because you're a new man. Hey, yeah!
Ah, she's a Newman. Newman.
You were born into this life.
I'm like,
Yeah, you were born
Hey,
into
yo.
this life. You ain't have no
I hope
chance.
he's watching.
She's a Newman, dog.
I knew he was gonna say
Ain't no choice.
Hey, yo, man.
What?
Didn't have no choice.
Hey, that's funny. But yo, I got a question though. Why don't cops just sit at the gas station and wait for people to buy blunts?
because
They
people
can't
smoke
do that
cigars.
shit, dog.
You can't just like.
Yeah.
You can't profile like that.
Yeah.
They know what the
smoke
hell
cigars.
they
They
doing.
could- they ain't supposed to be doing that.
I was. All right, well, picture
You
this.
technically could.
Hold on.
I think they do that anyway.
Answer me this though. Have you ever in your life seen anybody
No.
just smoke
No,
the blunt?
I'll say
like,
no.
Yeah,
Before you
like,
even
come
ask,
on
no.
now. Nobody, yo.
Nah.
Nobody. You know you're about to just ruin it.
You already know why I'm
You
here.
think about the company. You ever think about the company
You know why
though?
I'm here.
They put all that work in to make them just so you can
All
ruin
that
it.
tobacco in it.
I want the shit.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, I made the perfect blunt. Yes, swishers for everyone.
you blew it.
Why is it that accent?
Why is that?
What was that accent? Pizza. Oh,
Hey,
The
shit,
type of
nah.
person that's making blunts?
What are you doing to my blunts?
I made the
Sound a little
perfect
better,
blunt.
man.
I'm gonna the perfect
You
blunt.
ruined it.
You blew it.
I'll take 2 of those. Here you go. I made them perfectly. All right. No!
Why would you do that?
Imbecile.
What's going on? I forgot.
So going back to the chat though, man.
Damn, I'm about to say,
I
I
forgot
forgot
about the chat.
Oh,
They in there going ham.
was,
On the
EJ
chat.
was saying, call me whatever, but I'm over rappers, period. I'm getting bored of it all. I've been on a documentary overdose, more enlightening than Dr. Seuss ass MCs. Gene, what you got in that cup? It's Patron. It's a slushy Patron.
It's a slushy.
Period.
It's
love-
a Patron
love
slushy.
shot.
It's a love shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
EJ, I kind of feel you because I know I don't really listen to music a lot as much as I used to. I do listen to a lot more enlightening things that are going to teach me stuff or just, I don't know, just anything knowledgeable. I listen to a lot of just podcasts and stuff like that. So I definitely feel you, EJ. I just don't listen to a lot of rappers like I used to. Connie came through and said, when I think of some Rick Ross previous stuff, this just ain't hitting the same for me. Haven't heard the whole thing, but haven't heard anything I care to hear again, let alone 10 years from now, like some of his previous jams that still get listened to.
Yeah,
And,
she heard that
I
lyric
agree.
earlier, man.
Number 3's
like,
hard.
The
Yo, that
first
shit
3,
was
I'm
funny.
telling you,
So
the
it
first
matters,
3.
man.
And Gunplay, out of all the Drakes, the Meek, the Dej, Lil Wayne, out of all the features that I saw, I was so geeked about Gunplay because I haven't heard
He
him.
got
in-
off
So
on
what if
that.
Ross
He
would've-
stole the show. How did Gunplay steal the show? And Rick Ross is supposed to be the same Rick Ross we're talking
What
about.
if Ross would have dropped the like the Kanye-esque 7-album good music track in the first
out of
3?
out of that content
And
that
the
we
first
provided?
three were
If-
good.
wait, you mean if he condensed this into 7 songs, or he
Yeah.
came out with 7 fire songs?
Oh no! Anybody? If
Are you
someone
saying
come
the
out with
first 7
yeah,
songs?
just 7 songs.
He could have picked 7 from this, and it wouldn't have been on that plate. Like, that's the
It was
truth.
hard.
The first 3 was hard.
They wasn't hard enough to be on a 7-song project.
Big Time at number 3.
I don't
Nah,
like Big
bro.
Time.
Oh, Big
I like
Time's
Big
hard,
Time.
man.
That's what I said after 3.
Big
3
Time's
was
hard there.
Big
I like
Time
Big
wasn't a
Time.
good
I like
jam.
the Gunplay
The
one.
Drake
I like the
song
hook.
on
I
it,
like
Go
the
Roses.
Huh?
But all the 7 songs
you
will be
name it
damn
to
near
me.
the same song.
You know, his album's alright, man.
Yeah, it's alright.
That's
good.
how it needs to be, man.
Yeah, that's how we all feel. It's all right.
No,
Respect
y'all
y'all.
right.
I say he's in the studio
I like
now.
it.
I would be if I was Rick Ross. I'm not canceling Rick Ross like I was the other day. I was done with Rick
Do you
Ross.
go to a Rick
after
Ross
that.
concert?
Have
How
I
does
been
that
to
work?
one?
No, do you go? Like, is he? It's good enough to listen to his music, but are you going to pay for him outside?
If Ross
of
was
that?
here, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because
do you wanna go to a Rick
because
Ross
of
concert?
I seen
Kinda
the
not.
catalog
Oh,
is
man.
steep enough.
Yeah.
You know what?
Because he's got
you know
records.
Rick Ross is going to bring a lot of.
No.
That
No.
too.
Here's my issue.
That's a
Here's my
point.
issue with
That is
live
a point.
shows. Ever since I seen Gucci and Jay-Z, well, I didn't technically see Jay-Z live, but I seen videos and stuff. After I seen his live on the internet or whatnot. After I seen those 2 live, I don't want to go to concerts. If it ain't
Wait,
Travis
how long
Scott
ago
or
did you see
somebody.
Jay-Z?
This was like his most recent one.
I seen
Whichever one
Jay-Z.
him and Beyonce
seen
was going.
Jay-Z
And I'll
twice.
tell you why though.
seen
Because
Jay-Z.
live
We
seen
shows
him-
are
we seen him
different.
twice.
I'm on
Together.
Yeah, we
I
did.
think, yeah.
Like,
I think
Travis
so.
Scott, like, he
But
would
this
give
is-
you a whole different.
And that's what, like, when I go to a live show, see, now, like I said, Gucci, when Gucci first came out the 50th time out of jail, when I was in Atlanta at the time, and when I seen him, like, everybody was geeked. I was geeked. But then, this is why I say live shows are just different from just hearing it in your car. I'm like, I'm bored. Like, you know what I mean? Like he got.
Yeah, it's a rap show, dog. It's a
Well, no,
rap
it's
show.
not because it's like.
Rap shows don't be that fucking
Bro,
lit.
all they do is like they're not entertained, like
You gotta
because like
go to
I'm
the
listening
club.
to the
I'll be
song,
hyped,
but I'm
man.
staring at you, and you ain't doing
Nah,
shit.
bro. There's only a couple rappers.
Yeah,
There's
they
only
just
a
like-
couple
like,
rappers I'm gonna go to a
But then
concert.
look,
and
Flock
give a
came
fuck
out.
about.
like that.
Look,
Exactly.
Shit.
Yes,
Yeah,
Jay-Z.
and that's why I don't want to see him.
You see
I
one
was
Jay,
so
you,
hype at that
you see
show,
one
man.
Jay-Z show, you seen them all.
He be
Hey,
standing
and
there
that's
just-
my thing.
You
Look,
seen
look,
them all.
and this is why
I
this is
mean-
why I say I don't want to
Hurt my
because
soul.
look when I seen Gucci right, I'm hyped when he came out. I'm like yeah. And then I get bored. I'm like okay, I'm over you.
What's
but
he
look,
supposed to
Flocka
be
came out-
doing?
hold up.
Dancing?
Flocka came out.
Because it's
It
Waka
was
Flocka.
hype as
Yeah,
hell
yeah.
because he was entertaining to watch. Because I'm listening,
I've seen him.
but I'm at a live show, so I'm staring at you.
Right.
So I'm standing here for an hour or however long the show is, and I'm literally staring at you.
Right. Right.
Entertain
and it's not
me.
gonna be enough.
So, like, Jay-Z.
They don't have enough
No,
energy to even do anything.
right? So like Jay-Z, love Jay-Z, favorite rapper, my favorite rapper. But you just walking around rapping your songs.
and that's
I
at
don't
the
want
highest
to.
level. That's at the highest level.
Crazy, even doing that.
I don't know about that.
What's
It's just
going
his
on,
vibe,
man?
like-
But that's Jay-Z though.
I don't know about-
That's we're
See?
talking about the
Like a
highest level. We're talking about the best rap concert theater.
And that's
like,
why
literally
this
you can go
is
to.
why I'm about to compare with the whole. This is do they even have a name? Does Jay-Z and Beyonce have a name together?
Nah.
No.
Okay,
The
'cause you know they do-
Carters.
you know,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
do. They
oh,
do. The
Carters.
Carters.
No, but
Yeah.
you know they do.
But they come up
Kimye.
in Apple Music as the Carters.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Carters.
because of
I
that
was
That
I was
album.
just thinking like Kim Ye and stuff like that. But like,
That's the
and this
artist.
is where I'm
that
putting
you
it
look
up
for.
there where I don't like that fucking. They too powerful, and I don't like it.
Superman shit.
Well,
I
they're
don't
up
like
there
it,
that
yo.
big on
And
that,
so
on that
like,
big
like,
screen
you know what I'm
and
saying?
shit.
And I'm
that.
like the anti guy was like, you know, like, you're not so fucking great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you so
You're the
powerful?
devil's
Stop
advocate.
following them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like the little
I think I
haters.
try to
but
find the positives
I'm in
in
a
everything,
beehive.
man.
but like, I just don't
You're
want
in
to
the
see. Like,
beehive.
but look,
I'm
but
in
I
the
changed it.
beehive.
It all got jacked up when I seen Wiz that year. We all went. He was so entertaining, yo.
I just went to the Wiz
Yeah, 'cause
concert.
He
he's
was
one of
so
the few.
entertaining.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like
He-
him in concert.
Wiz is. I mean, because the thing is, you
He's
gotta
fun, though.
understand rapping,
That's what I'm
bro.
saying.
He's
Like,
fun.
that's
He's
the
a fun
thing.
guy.
And
Rap
here,
is only gonna
Huh?
be
It's here on top of that.
Yeah.
unless we're talking about going to see a live battle rap session. A rap show is only going to be but so entertaining.
And
Somebody's just
that's- yeah.
reciting raps.
And
That we're talking
Well,
about.
they already gotta be-
We're talking about a concert, dog.
That
Like
depends
nobody's
on, like,
trying to see that
I think
shit
depends on
unless.
how serious the artist takes their craft. And
Yeah, there's only a few.
that will
There's only
translate
going to be a few.
show.
So we're talking about Travis Scott. We're talking about Wiz Khalifa. I've never been to Lil
I've
Wayne.
seen Travis.
I've never seen him either,
never
but I've
seen
seen
him
him
either.
like on a stream, and his shit's like
He's canceled.
unreal.
Who?
Nah, no.
Travis?
We're talking about live shows,
You talking
like
about
and-
Travis Scott?
yeah, not in
I
a
would
live
love
show.
to go to Travis Scott show.
crazy.
Yeah, that shit'll be crazy.
That's the Astro World.
The roller. I
Oh
would
well, no.
love to win.
Even
that.
before that, that's the
Listen,
commercialized
I haven't
version.
been to a
You know what I
rap
mean?
concert I didn't like.
I haven't been to a rap concert that wasn't entertaining.
Yeah, man.
I don't go to rap concerts
like,
'cause I don't-
I mean,
That's it.
compared to somebody up there
I don't
singing.
want to go to a rap.
I'm
concert.
not
compared to an
anybody,
RB.
I'm
I am.
taking
I'm
my
talking about
opinion
it.
way
Just
more
what it
entertaining
is.
I'm
than
talking about if I'm
jazz.
going to pay to go see somebody perform something in
Yeah.
I
general.
want to see a performer.
I've been to few-
A rapper
I
isn't going to
I wanna see
do
a
it.
rapper.
You know, I want to see somebody that's
I
going to
haven't
sing.
been to a rap
And then-
concert
I've been to
I
You
ain't
know?
like.
Migos, and I was.
They
not-
just walk around apparently.
I would never go
Migos,
to a
like,
Migos
it
show.
was like-
And as
I
hype as the
seen Migos
Migos.
in the
Wait,
club.
hold on.
They look
So
boring
hold on,
as
hold on,
hell.
no. So no, think about it. It's hype.
Walking like-
It's hype as the
Quavo's way
Migos.
too laid back and
Yeah.
smooth. No, he's too smooth. Takeoff is way too laid back.
Right.
If anybody, you might get something out of Offset.
Yeah, but not in a
I
concert.
think it depends on
I go
the
to a
element
Migos
that they're
concert.
in. Because I see
The
them in
element?
Miami
Nah,
and they
man.
were lit.
It probably depends on.
It's
where
because
at.
they're enticing the crowd.
Yeah, it might
the
be.
only way you'll have fun at one of them shows, bro, outside of one of the top performers, is if they got the content to get the crowd hype enough for it to be just a party.
But I've been
Wish
to a
it
Kendrick
was
show
too.
too.
Who was there?
Kendrick,
Yeah.
Black Thought, all
B.O.B. and
them, like-
ASAP Mob.
Yeah, his is only going to be
ASAP
so.
Rocky Mob. Whatever.
Well,
Friday Mob.
how
Man,
was
it was?
How was
it
his?
It was boring.
Oh, we even-
it's
We even
going to
get to
be
the
because
point.
it's
It
rap,
was
bro.
boring,
It's all
but I
good.
mean,
It's rap,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Like
uh,
I don't care if it's Jay-Z.
Black Thought, Schoolboy Q.
I ain't going to Kendrick concert.
Yeah, bro, that shit ain't gonna be
No.
like you talk
I
about a J
would.
like
Shit.
a J Cole
He's
concert.
entertaining. He's
Wait,
entertaining
what
as
the hell
hell.
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'd go to one.
Who?
A
I mean-
Kendrick concert.
Man, this
I'd
for
definitely
mad
go to
shit.
one.
It
Hell
wasn't.
yeah.
He got some entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
jams.
Shawna's
All right,
leaving
Shawna.
us.
Appreciate you.
Wait, what you
Yeah.
doing with that last one?
I'm drinking it.
All right,
Yeah.
Privacy of mine.
all right, Shauna.
All right.
Love you guys. Be good.
Be safe.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to the K-Dot show.
But
I'd go to one. I mean,
No,
but I'm not going to be expecting too much. I did see some footage, and it looked like it was entertaining.
He looks like
He
he,
can
puts
be
on a
in
good
one.
show.
Well, actually,
he'll
he'll
be.
be-
And had to,
yeah,
he
he's
was
like,
in the mood, man. Cause that little demented mug.
I ain't
man.
Yeah,
going-
but that
I
was
ain't
a
going
little,
to a
like,
push show.
that was in the altar.
His
Push.
show was hard.
A push
dog.
show?
I ain't going.
That
Oh,
was
wait, I
an
went to a
altar
push
though,
show.
bro. That was in a like intimate show. setting.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
gonna
nah,
be
so
all right.
That plays a huge
That's
part.
different.
That plays
Somebody
a huge
like
part.
Pusha T. You think he could go to the altar bar now? No, that was a unique situation we got to
The
see
altar
him.
bar now? I think so.
Nah, bro.
The
Cause
altar
remember-
bar?
Cause remember,
It's like
no, 'cause
this
remember
big.
at that time,
I mean, it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot different. He probably maybe.
I don't think he could go to the pavilion.
I do.
I don't.
Not as a head.
Nah.
Not
I
as a
don't.
head.
I mean-
because he's killed mad shows though. Like you got to think.
I don't think he'd go to
performs
A&E.
lot
He might be at
features.
Hines.
He performs a
He
lot.
might
of
be at
features.
Hines
Stage
Hall,
AE.
not Hines Field. Hines
Stage
Hall.
AE. He performs
Maybe.
A lot of,
Yeah, Stage AE,
probably
yeah.
is his venue.
But that's a bigger venue than
yeah, it's a bigger enough.
Humble
Altar.
Coliseum.
Altar.
Like you gotta
He
think,
had
like,
that
he
shit
was
lit.
on some of the biggest features because of his verse. The Future track, the move, like he performs all of that shit. The Move That Dope, the Mercies, the I Don't Like he performs all of that stuff.
I don't
You gotta
think he
watch it.
It was a good. I mean, that was a
You
fun
gotta watch
concert.
it. Like,
I
you
don't
Actually,
know
can't
about
make
his
the-
live show. Like,
Yeah, we
have
did.
to watch it though. Like you're making a determination off of.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
I'm
Like,
doing
I
that for
just-
everybody.
But
Well, we
yeah,
talking
he's
about people we seen though.
Yeah,
We ain't talking about anybody that.
Pusha
like,
was dope at the altar bar.
right. That's because
Pusha
we were
at
there.
Stage A&E, I'm
He's
not
dope,
fucking
but
going
that's.
there
I
unless
mean,
got
Yeah,
front
his
row
live
seats.
show's not bad though. Like he's energetic as shit.
yeah, he's
But I'm
hopping
not sitting
around,
back
but he's
there watching
he's
him,
not
though.
going to command.
He's
Yeah,
not that type of artist. Anyway.
That's
He
the
don't
point.
have
That's
hits
what I'm
like
saying.
that.
That's the
Stage
point.
AE.
But he doesn't have hits like that to even do it.
right.
Stage AE's not a bad venue to even like make that. Stage AE holds a lot of people.
But we're talking about going to a
Indoor.
rap concert.
That's why I'm bringing
you
Push
know,
up.
just to go
As
to
a
one.
rapper.
Like
Push is a rapper. He's not an artist.
What's crazy?
I mean,
like, when he
yeah,
came out,
like,
I didn't
that
think
was
of him
a
as much of
show.
rapper.
that wasn't
Who?
like a fucking
Pusha.
concert.
When he
think of
first
him-
came out.
Yeah, I didn't think of him as much of a rapper. I thought his brother was more of a rapper.
Oh yeah,
I
well
did too.
everybody.
Cole
That's
did.
wild,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cole, I used to like Malice when he grew way past. He evolved.
When I went back, you were on the phone talking to Ricky, FaceTiming and shit. The one day when I was back when I went to the talk about my little music adventure thing, and I never brought it up. I said when I went to go back to listen to the clips, I kept saying I was going to bring it back up. I seen why you liked Malice better.
See, yeah,
He was hard, yeah.
Coles knew I was like
Yeah.
fan from the beginning, and Malice used to definitely out rap Push.
Yeah,
That's why Push this officially ice, but not this team though.
because I felt they was gonna fade away. But
Who's that?
Push definitely like kept at it.
At a certain point, I saw his progression.
Yeah,
Even Watercott said that. He's like, I understood why I used to go ham over them.
but he was still interesting. Like when he came out, like his flow
Who?
was crazy.
Huh?
No, I was talking about Push.
Oh.
It's black.
You said because he's black?
Like critter mug.
That
Like that one Facebook Messenger sticker.
That one little fucking critter.
All in one? Because we got 5 of them.
Oh, when it's 5,
When it's
yeah.
5, I got to put it on one track.
Oh, it's only catching just Coles. Look.
I'm like, man, this whole
wonder if
thing.
Oh, we gotta start over, bro.
What's some Philly mugs? Why can't I think of their names right now?
Philly's Most Wanted?
Chris and Neef. Philly's
Chris and
mugs.
Neef.
Yeah, like
Mo figures? Major figures?
About them, man. They said major figures.
Major figures?
That made me think of
Gilly the
Smiles
Gilly
and
the
South
Kid
Star.
and Eb laughing.
What?
on him, man.
Remember
Hey,
Smiles and South Star?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Hey, we had Smiles and South Star in the building.
Smiles back then.
Hey,
Man. So after we spent an hour on Rick Ross,
oh,
Ain't never gonna get to these topics.
shit, topics. This damn Patron thing, man.
hey man,
This shit's tasting like a
I'm
damn,
getting hot over here.
right? Like, it was sitting there like,
Pictures sweating and shit.
Reg, I know who the hell they are. Shut up.
So,
Reg is a damn menace.
This shit, Reg is a minute.
They was hard.
Yeah, they were. So, something that I seen last week was I randomly watched No Jumper. I know you guys don't know what that is, but he gives interviews. No Jumper.
I keep hearing that.
He
He's
gives
a blogger.
he's just
Not
an
a
interviewer.
blogger, but
He's just a YouTuber, interviewer person. He just interviews people. A lot of like rappers and porn stars mostly. And I was watching the interview with Britannia. And I don't know if y'all know who that is. You knew that was Bae for a minute. Until she just got a fake ass body, and now her butt just looks like
Crazy.
I mean, it looks wild, but you could tell it's fake. Like
Britannia.
I don't like that.
yeah, Britannia 187. I think that's her handle on Instagram. I think so. But long story short, she had an interview with them, and now she does. She's one of those buy a Snapchat premium thingy joints. Like, I did actually. So I'm not gonna lie. I seen one video of her getting beat.
Getting beat,
Yeah, not like beat, but
like smashed.
getting smashed.
beat.
I seen her getting smashed down. I seen her video getting her getting pounded one time. It was on
Snapchat.
Nah. Maybe it was like xnxx.com or some shit. One of them. But so for some reason, I don't know how that works. Like, I guess when they get to a point, I guess like the porn sites can't legally take their content from their premium channels or their personal sites. Like all the explicit content. I guess they can't take that legally and put it on their websites without some sort of
Rights.
Yeah. So the one, I guess I got lucky and seen one before she did
Took
the
it down.
the
Got
legal
lucky.
terms. So I had the luck of seeing her and whatever, but I just don't like her fake body now. But I didn't want to get at that. She had a conversation with No Jumper about.
Remind me to go back to this topic as soon as you're done, because I just saw some on Twitter like when I was driving.
All right,
Wait, what's her name?
Britannia. Brittanya.
Oh, okay.
That used to be Bae. But no, she was having a conversation with No Jumper, and she was basically saying to him that this part bothered me. She said that her kids go to school, but she don't give a shit how they do in school.
She got kids?
Hello.
I know she took a lot of kids, but she got kids?
Hello.
We back.
We back.
Start over again.
Yeah, sorry for those who don't know, we had technical difficulties, but we are back. This is a punch-in, and we're back. Okay. So, I was talking about Britannia, and basically she was saying how she doesn't care how her kids do in school. So she said they could fail, she don't care, just show up. It
Just
doesn't
show
matter
up.
to her. No, because the way her life is and the way she wants her kids to live is, she got them. She's gonna make sure they all right. So
What if something happened to her?
education don't mean shit to her. And
What if something happened to her?
something happened to her. So apparently she can retire, she says. She's made enough money in her life that she can retire, but she's such a hustler that she keeps on going. Like she don't know how to sit still. And, I was just thinking about that. Like, that's crazy to me because as much as I don't like the thought of school and all that stuff, definitely feel like you can still get something out of school. You know, like you can. I still want my kids to do as best as they possibly can, at least through the first 12 years of their school career or their lives or whatnot. Because you can still pick up things, and some things are still interesting, and something can catch you to the point where you kind of want to. That's what you want to study more, So like me, I was asleep in every class of not history class. Where do you learn mythology class? What's the mythology?
History.
No, it's not
English.
history. English.
Yeah.
So
mythology.
I didn't give a shit about.
Sleep through history too.
I know, but I was talking about I was talking about this class.
History class.
There's a specific reason why I chose this one.
Yeah.
But I didn't give a shit about none of that stuff. When we talked about Greek mythology, oh, that's my shit. That's when I got an A.
Oh, God,
Because and now because I was so interested in that, even though it's not real, but I know I like that, So and even little stuff like in English though, you learn vocabulary, you learn anything, you know where I'm getting at.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially to how this is actually going back to what Gene said. I mean, he said, "What if something happens to her? What if she gets sued and she can't retire? Like what if there's something that happens, to any of her like financial goals, for herself and her kids, and her kids are going to have to pull the weight. Like we can reference Suggs, like like he grew up rich basically. Parents, went through a situation to where they don't have that same type of money, but they were still taught to be able to, like, they're still smart enough and they were able to grind and, like, make their own path. If you're not going to teach your kids, like, the first 12 years, like, you're 18, up until, you're 18, even past that, and honestly, because, like, I get you're technically an adult at 18. You're not an adult at 18, at least in,
legally adult.
Yeah, you're legally, but you're not an adult, especially, I'll just say American society, man. You're going to need to learn a lot of shit in a proper way, because it's like, okay, she might be able to take care of them forever to an extent. They're not going to be able to, like, function by themselves, though, without her ever. So if that's the type of life you want to choose for them, then that's fine, but that's doing, whoever, is you're basically dependent is a disservice. You're supposed to let them be able to be self-sufficient at some point, and not caring about school at all is not helping that.
No. I'm sorry. I think that's terrible. I think it's terrible to raise your kids, man. Like, and I usually don't judge people on how you raise your kids, but that's fucking terrible. Like, you don't care if they do the homework. You don't care if they pass or fail. You're not caring about none of that stuff. Like I said, I personally don't like school. I think they do teach a lot of BS, or I think school's not for everybody. I do think that, but even the least interested kid can, within the 12 years, can learn something and grow something. You know what I mean? Like, they can get something out of school, like, at the least.
Even piggybacking what you just said too, man, I completely agree with that. And I'm even to the point now, especially when you are dissecting, school a little more, because it was always a push, like, you need to get your degree, to be this and that. Especially, like, in today's society, I mean, a degree is literally just a fucking piece of paper. Like, literally now, maybe, 15 years ago, it's like you get a degree, like you're guaranteed a job for making college worthwhile. Unless you're going to college for the specific reason you want to go for, it's pointless. That's why, like, when, how they talk about trade jobs are so, like, not sought after because it's not a push for it. Meanwhile, there's so many openings. You're going to make more money, having a trade job. I feel any type of learning, like that's why I'm starting to, like, people need to put the equivalence factor on any type of learning to get you at least a certificate, with college. Like, I can learn to be an electrician and make way more than you, paying $80,000 in, tuition to be a fucking anything, that you would just need a high school diploma for now.
Right.
So that's where I'm at too. It's like I feel you don't have to go to college, but you need to learn. That's just where it's at. You need to just continue to learn something.
Right.
I don't care if it's
well, really,
art,
I mean,
music,
if we like dissect what she's saying, and I don't know who this person is, like she could be an idiot.
My ex.
You know what I mean? She could be just like an idiot, but like her suggestion of just showing up,
now that you
alone.
mentioned that though, I didn't mean to cut you off, but now that you
mhm.
mentioned that, she definitely said how stupid she is. Like she admitted that. Like she's not smart. Like she admitted that she can't read that well.
But at the end of the day, like,
But look at her now.
Let me throw this at you.
Mhm.
Like, I remember, the past couple of weeks, like you've been mentioning about people that became YouTube stars, or like kids that became YouTube stars based off of certain shit. Okay, just because I'll throw this also in too. Like, just because she made this statement, does this automatically mean that the kids were stupid? Does it automatically means that the kids
plugged in.
don't have their own free will of thinking of like, okay, well, my friends are doing this, so I'm gonna follow suit. I'm gonna continue this, even though my parents don't care, because I know there's people that I've been friends with that had parents that didn't care, that still strive to do something better or strive to make those strives for the better. So just because one person says this doesn't mean like that has a potential effect on.
Yeah, no. I agree with you. I do agree with you. I just think as a parent, for you to not care about what they do, now like that's where I got a problem.
Well, her thing is to her though. I mean, if she's an idiot, what difference does it make if she cares or not?
But I don't necessarily
to them.
But
I
when
mean,
you want your kids,
but all she's saying is, hey, as long as them kids just show up, they'll be okay in her eyes. Because honestly, that's probably all she did. And look, she found a way. At the end of the day, can't nobody tell her that she didn't find a way to get where she is now. So she's just assuming that, hey, if her kids just decide to show up at nothing else, they're gonna adapt, and be all right. Like everybody worried about their kids so much, you know what I mean? Like, because you can worry about your kids all you want and get them in all sorts of programs and get them in all sorts of busy shit.
They're trying to learn.
They might not do nothing though.
But they're trying to retain what they even like.
Yeah,
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Sustainable?
That's true.
How sustainable is that? Is it an average person? I don't know the statistics, obviously, but.
Well, she's not average though. They're not like she's painting it like she's trying to paint it. She's sitting in an interview trying to paint it like, hey, we're not average.
Yeah.
But the problem comes in when it's like, yeah, you're sitting on a platform and making it seem like other people who are idiots, they can send their kids to school and tell them to not apply themselves. That's the problem with it.
But that's what
that's the problem.
Say she's an idiot for that, really, because
she said she was an idiot. You know what I mean? She said she's an idiot. That's why. I mean, hey. So if she's saying that, then she know her kids. Really, instance, she can't help those kids anyway.
If I was a billionaire, especially in today's society, man, I would probably do I would want ideally to do everything in my power to protect my kids from this and that, to put them on a path how I want it, just because I have the money to do so. But that could say, you don't need to go to school because I'm gonna take care of you. But is that right? Because it's what if they have to live on their own? It's literally, Colza could probably speak on this just more than anything, because it's literally about, once you have kids, man, not saying your life is done, but your life is about your kids now, what you instill in them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you're not instilling any type of principles, just because I can take care of you doesn't mean that I'm teaching you to take care of yourself.
But if she thinks she's an idiot, how is she going to help by being overbearing when it comes to school?
It's not necessarily overbearing; it's teaching.
Well, no, but she can't teach them how to be a student.
She can.
In her mind, this woman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you kind of can. She can put like. Well, he basically said it.
She can tell. She can just tell them to show up, like she's saying. Like from her perspective, hey, I got you in the school. Show up. I don't care how you do now. Like it's for. She's leaving it up to the teachers and shit to take them from there.
But you should. But that's not. That's the problem we have in the rec centers because, like we get this all the time. It's like. Parents expect everybody else to teach their kids, and it never works out like that.
Oh yeah, my thing is, I'm not agreeing with her. Bro, I'm not agreeing. I'm trying to paint a picture of why and how somebody could be talking like this. That's why she would say something like this. You know, like it ain't really. It's ignorant. Yeah, like
I remember.
Of course,
someone told me they were so upset that. You know, when they take their kids to daycare, that they don't teach their kid how to potty train, and that was like,
yeah, that's a shock. That's a little shocking.
I'm like,
we know we don't do that because we have a.
But for the money the money they're charging, the money these places are getting,
I don't care
man,
how much like
the line's drawn. The line's drawn. It's like, hey, man, like shit.
I promise you,
they might as well be doing everything.
One of our summer camps. Everybody, I'll plug it in for next year. Phillips Park and Carrick, we have a preschool summer camp for like the only one out of city parks. Probably the best for your like buck, because we supply a lot of shit. $20 a week camp. And
$20 a week?
A week, and
that's cheap.
We offer way more than a lot of places too. Like just off of comparison. But anyway, it's like we've had parents come in, and I've had to talk to them as the supervisor, like. Your kid is not potty trained. Like, our staff isn't even, equipped to deal with your kid, and you're getting mad at us for not trying to teach your kid to be potty trained. Your kid's
they got the wrong idea.
Years old, bro.
Like, yeah, you got the wrong idea.
Like, that's just crazy, and you're getting mad at us.
And, yeah, right. And it's crazy how, like, because they're so dependent on others to just raise their child.
Just because you're financially able, man.
So that's the same thing, like, with the school system. Like, people will put all their reliability as far as that, like on the school system.
Right.
When kids like act out or do whatever, and then it's why aren't the teachers
right?
Well, you just said what I said.
Because the teachers and all these things is acting like they got all the control over everything.
No, man.
They are. Well, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, they are, man. So like it's not right for the parents.
Said the teachers act like they have all the control. I don't think
they do.
No, the teachers don't act that way.
Well, I mean, they acting like they running these kids like they're the kids' parents.
They have to be able to try to teach them something.
Because it's because of what the parents are sending in there.
At the same time, these kids don't think that they can get away with anything because
they're not getting raised.
And regulations in place that takes
okay, so if the parents aren't raising them and the teachers aren't doing nearly enough either, then who's
they can't do? They can only do so much.
It's both. It's like, hey, it's like one of these things.
You
got them, I got them. Nobody got them.
Like they ain't got no home training.
They're both missing the money.
I blame the parents more than anything in these situations, though.
You did what?
I blame the parents more than I blame anybody.
100%.
Yeah,
like, look, I'm a parent, and like, no matter what, I do not put it on anyone else to completely raise my child. Like, if I feel like it is up to me to. And implant in my child that when you go to school, do the best you can. Try to get that knowledge all you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like it's up to me to try to steer him in the right path. Like it's my responsibility to do everything. Like,
at the end of the day, if you don't feel the teachers are teaching him enough, you can send him to a different school.
Right.
That's what happened with Reg. You know, if Reg is still in the group chat, he left Holy Rosary because he didn't Holy Rosary, but he left because he didn't feel like he was being challenged. Like not even like really slighting it, but
Wait,
he
he didn't feel?
No, his
mom.
parents did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have the choice. It's not like Reg like, Mom, I don't feel like you're raising me well.
No, that's why I said that. Like he didn't feel, or his mom didn't feel.
But I'm just putting
it's
this in
important.
the whole perspective of what we're talking about, though. Because
right.
It's like Reg couldn't have made the decision to leave his mom because he wasn't being raised to a certain level. You know, like his mom, as a parent, though, made the decision as a parent. Like, you're still supposed to be teaching my child. Like, I can send him to where I need to send him to get that actual enrichment.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like it'll be pretty obvious if your kid isn't being challenged. If your kid isn't in the right school. Like I've been to different schools my whole life. Like I went to Holy Rosary. And y'all niggas don't even fucking know.
I do that.
You know what I mean? Like I went there for like a year or two, but I skipped around a lot of different schools because my parents were trying to find the best school out there. I mean, without paying an arm and a leg. I went to private school. I went to public school. I went to Catholic school. I, went to it all guys school, co-ed schools, you name it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. And it all requires your parents or your guardian to be involved. And it all requires the fucking teachers to be challenged to meet that kid at the end of the day. So it's not just all on the parent. It's not just all on the teacher either. But I mean, if that kid's sitting in a certain environment, then you have to know that, hey, the teachers may or may not be really having your kid's best interest in mind.
But that's why
but you have to be aware of it as the parent at the end of the day.
But that's why I don't agree with the Britannia, because it's like you really don't care what your kid's learning outside of anything, because like she's not taking the necessary attention into her kids like learning factor. It's like I'm not even saying like, oh, I need my kid to be the smartest and this and that, but you need to learn something. Like your brain is an organ. Like it needs constant
I stress
attention.
to my son every day because I got him to finally stop. I know it was like a funny thing at first, but I didn't really always find it funny after the first time. He's always say like, he would answer a question or something. Like, how'd you know that? He'd be like, because I know everything. It was only funny like a good 2 times. And I was like, and then he just kept saying that because I really want him to understand that you don't know everything. No, that is you're not funny.
So I know everything.
Not that you're not funny, but I didn't want to keep on laughing. I didn't keep on thinking like, oh, I know it all. You don't. Like I stress to my son all the time, like, because you may know something, but you don't know everything. And he'll get at me because sometimes he asks me a question and I don't know the answer. So I'll say, oh, I don't know. We'll have to look it up. And he say, how do you not know that? I was like, regardless that I'm
how do you not know that?
Yeah, little fucker.
Hey, yo, you talk crazy.
Regardless that, I'm older than you and I'm your dad and all that stuff, I don't know everything. I told him, there's nobody in the world who knows everything. There's just too much to know. There's just too much knowledge out there. So I try to stress him all the time. Like, no matter where you're at, try to pay attention. You can learn something from anybody, anything, everything. So, I ain't breaking that.
It goes back to what Connie said. She says, yikes, leaving it up to everyone else because you got them with money. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, especially in like society, that's where it's it's wrong. And like the statement's so true. It's like money's not power. Knowledge is power. Like, and that's not even like just a cliche statement.
Right.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge, gives you the wiggle room to like maneuver to different aspects.
Right.
Like you have money.
Money only brings happiness.
Yeah. Like
Temporary.
Until you blow it, until you don't have the financial literacy to be able to, you know, maintain it. Like I know you're
Right.
joking, but like, and that's being true. Like she can, you know, she has money right now, but is that sustainable money for your kids, your kids, and all of that? Meanwhile,
Right.
you could have taught you have money. You could have taught your kids all aspects of, you know, life and financial literacy and just anything.
But in
To sustain
2019, and the way she got her riches, could she?
She got sons.
Could she in particular?
I don't
she-
know how much money she has though.
She
Because
in
money
particular
flies
may
fast.
not be able to literally do that.
That's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I
though.
mean?
That's exactly
That's
what I'm saying.
like you get fast money, you hit the lottery tomorrow, and you're some idiot. Like
Well, apparently
anybody could
she-
be like, well,
she
she
has
should be able to
investments.
do this and that. But what
Yeah,
skills
but-
does she have to do that?
But I see what you're saying. But
Let's
can
put
your
it
can
in
your
pers-
kids basically keep that run everything that you're doing now? When you're gone, can they continue that?
Just think of these professional athletes.
Probably
who
not.
make millions of dollars.
Yeah, it'll be
who
a
are
sad
broke
story.
and in
Yeah.
debt.
Y'all
Which
ever
is
see
nuts.
that 30 for 30? ESPN 30 for 30 broke. It's called.
I don't see that one.
Yeah.
Y'all got to see that, bro. It's like basically what 80% or something like that.
It was some number. I
So
can't
there's like a
remember.
percentage, like a super crazy high percentage of like NFL athletes who are flat out broke. I think it's like over 80% of athletes who are in the NFL are broke, like
Trying to
under a
maintain
year
the
after,
Yeah.
like a year or so after they retire or
Like, you
after
think
they're done
about-
playing, they're
Just imagine
broke.
making $1 million. Can you think about literally being broke from that?
If you ever acquired $1 million,
That shit is crazy.
could you picture blowing it?
Blowing them like $1 million.
You know what? As hard as you may think, like there's no way I could blow to this money.
Oh no, I know I can spend it.
No, but you're saying, do you think you
Consuming.
can?
Do you think? Well, I know I could because I would like. I'm saying, do you think with what you know with life now?
Oh, can I? Nah, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh.
I know I can spend it. I'm
Right,
talking
right,
about.
right.
Can you literally like if someone offered you $1 million, do you really feel that you're just gonna blow that shit?
Fuck no.
Be surprised.
This
So do the
nigga-
people that
because
get.
of the knowledge
They
that
don't
we
think
know.
that either.
Maybe
Oh,
the
yeah,
first.
they
That's
don't
the
care,
problem
though.
is the percentage of the people that do go on and blow it show that don't matter if you think you're
I
gonna
think
blow
the
it or
first
not.
200,000 would be gone.
That none of them think they're gonna blow it either.
Because they bad on
do the
chains
debts
and
and
shit.
things
And
like
they gotta
that.
sell it after a while for less than what they
After
paid
that.
for it.
But like
Because
you
they're
s-
getting because
from
they
the
don't have the
knowledge,
literacy.
we don't feel we can. But like where you're getting out, like but with someone like her kids and her not teaching them kids something,
They're more
that
than
million,
likely.
yes, they could probably blow through that without letting it grow, flipping it. You know what I mean? Investing.
You need to
like-
teach
That
your
still
kids.
Hey,
goes back to
the
my
apple-
same
the apple don't
thing,
fall
like,
far from the
all
tree,
just
dog.
Because she says this doesn't
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
that these kids.
Right,
Oh,
yeah, and I agree with you.
100%,
I agree with
100%.
you.
They're her
100%,
kids.
yeah.
They're her kids.
They probably
bro.
looking at her like
Her
"Oh, you
kids
dumb
will
bitch."
blow
just
$1
have to be
million.
strong-minded though, because you look at your parents, you know, as your first heroes. Like, no matter what situation, you know, it's like when an animal sees, you know, like anything for the first time, that's their god, basically. You know, like
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
have
do
to
everything
because
easy.
so like in my situation, you can learn something from everybody, and like you said, it takes a lot of I forgot the word you just used. Just being different from you. He didn't fart. It didn't sound like it did.
Oh, this chair.
I was waiting for somebody to say. You just saw Blaze's face the way he looked at you, though. He looked at you like, dude, nigga, you ain't gonna say excuse me.
Hey, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, the look he gave you, though. Like it was like,
Yeah.
So that real quick, responded quick as hell. Like, oh shit, this nigga reading my mind.
What the fuck was that?
oh man. But like with my parents, you
Oh,
know, like
man.
I take my dad for instance, you know, you had to be strong minded, cause like with my dad, you know, I seen. I'm strong man to the point where I can see where his flaws were that I want to do better. You know, so I noticed that, and I know better. You know what I mean? Like people like older, like my OGs that I've been around and stuff like that. You know, I seen something that in them where I took from that where I was like, okay, I have to do better than that. Like I see what they're doing. I need to do better than that. Nothing against them or my dad. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to them. But like, I know what I need to do.
It's all about building, man, and growth.
I think that's just natural. Like, just with progression in life, like we're supposed to do better than our parents.
It's supposed to.
Well, this leaves me a
But
question.
the whole
though.
problem is, it's almost like a cycle. It can. That's why things can be like a cycle of events. Because what if he was observing somebody as well, you know, at some point and saying, hey, like I'm gonna learn from that person's mistakes and I'm never gonna do that. But life circumstances, you know, might create in a scenario where you're still doing it, even though you're conscious that you're doing wrong.
Man,
you know, you're conscious that you're not doing what you should be doing or whatever, and you're still doing
what
it.
you're talking about is so true, and it also goes against it too, because it's still going to be what you're, you know, like actually getting taught, because you're almost entrenched, you know, with the things you're saying. Like, for instance, you know, just working in, you know, community recreation, had this, my little homie Jay, and he got killed a couple years ago, and it was almost like he had such a, like, somewhat of a good hit on his shoulders, but it seemed like he never fully had a chance. Like, he lived with his mom, his, like, or grandma, one of the two, and she was, like, you know, well older, but she, you know, was always on crack. Sold crack as well, you know, like I dropped him off at his house, you know, no furniture at all in the house. He just had a daughter, and he's, you know, like when they would get into it, he was always like, I'm always going to do better than what, you know, this is about. But he was always still so about what she taught him, no matter how many times, like me and some of the other staff, you know, used to try to talk to him, he was still falling back on a teaching still that she, you know, put him in. Wound up getting killed. You know, it was almost like some movie type.
It's
stuff,
a setup.
You know? Yeah,
it's like a setup. It's like a movie.
Yeah,
man.
so it's like you're going to learn. You're your own person. You know, this is what you're saying. Like how I said, like the kids still going to make their own path no matter what. But there's still going to be elements on your parents or whoever your guardian is, no matter what. You know, because you're going to have to follow lead at some point. You know, so that's why I don't. Her kids are still going to have some sort of semblance of what she's, you know, instilled in them, you know, in her. They're going to still follow their own path, but her parents are still going to, you know, have like a big, you know, well, their parents, well, their mom is still going to have, you know, a big involvement in, you know, the decisions that they're going to make. That's why I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I don't agree with her perpetuating it because that's not going to do anything for the real people out there who are facing this. She's not even a real person up on an interview talking like that. Like,
that's my ex.
Yeah, exactly. She ain't a real person. You know.
There's real quick. This is my last question. It's just running off of what Connie said. But before I even get to that,
Shout out to Connie,
Kim
man.
said, I knew I seen you in a city
she's
park
all
truck
over
at
this.
Moore Park.
Wait, say it again.
Said I knew I seen you in a city parks truck at Moore Park.
That's so now you doing that more? Yeah, it's one of my city cars, man. That's my office over there. That's wild.
Ooh. I'm looking at the live, and my calf muscle look crazy.
Getting back to old cold.
Yeah. I've been in the gym.
Funny.
You see, I ain't skinny no more. But she said I'm from Brookline.
Oh, never mind then. No wonder.
Hey yo, look at my right calf muscle, yo. Oh, that shit look crazy in the video.
Fucking turkey.
but this is going off of what Connie has said, and I got a question about this. So it says money also isn't fulfilling, maybe for some, but not for most. And I know, look at the calf. But no, but she
It's
said
that bus driver stuff, bro. Bus drivers always. Every bus driver has calf muscles.
Pressing that fucking pedal.
Hey,
Every
I'll
post,
just say-
every post office worker and every bus driver has
Hold
calf
up.
muscles.
I'll just say I don't skip leg day. It's every Monday, which is a terrible way to start the week off. Fuck, I hate leg day. But yeah, money also isn't fulfilling. Maybe for some, but not for most. And I go that because me and Tina had a conversation about money. Basically, kind of what I said: money bringing in happiness. So the question is: does money? Wait, what's it saying?
Does money
brings
bring
happiness.
happiness?
Yeah, does money bring happiness?
Mm.
And I was explaining to her. I answered her question with a yes, and the only reason why I say that is because, so where I am in life, I was explaining how, like I told you all, like I want another kid. She's like, fuck that shit, and but. As I get older and as I change and I grow, I realize how much my kids mean to me. I mean, I know that's like a kind of a cliche answer, like you're a dad, like they're supposed to mean a lot, but they kind of mean more to me than anything because, I don't think I would even be doing half of what I do today if I didn't have kids. If my son was never born, I would have never applied for my job. I wouldn't do anything. So it's like a lot of people say like, you live to, I guess, please your kids or something like that, or you live to, I don't know the saying, or maybe I'm putting two sayings in one, but
it gave your life
my
a purpose.
kid, it did, and there's this. So like my purpose
Or your kids.
or my kids, but I'm not just saying that like.
Nico.
Out of any no,
And Nico.
but I'm not just saying that just to say is because I say this because I realize everybody has their thing that makes them happy. So I never realized this until recently that doing shit for my kids literally is my happiness. Like you ever wonder like, damn, where'd all my money go? You know what I mean? Like, you see that you look at your transaction, you spent it all on food.
Yeah.
Or you bought some stupid shit. Like me, I literally spend all my money on my kids, and it's not because I want to spoil them. I mean, I do, but
life.
it literally makes me happy to do stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, I have that new backyard. I don't know. I kind of told y'all what I want to do to the backyard.
Right, a little bit, yeah.
Majority of it is all kid shit. Like, and I thought about that, like, as I was explaining it today to the homies that came over. We had a meeting about something, and I was telling them what I want to do to the backyard. I was like, yeah, I want a trampoline here, a slide there, a water slide there, this and this. I'm like, damn, what about the adults? But doing that for my kids makes me, like, it makes me happy. So, like, I want money not to just spoil my kids because, trust me, when I get older, I'm not giving them shit.
Yeah, right.
I know this. No.
I don't believe it.
This sounds like crazy. I'm not giving them a fucking thing. I'm going to put some in one of them growing account thingies. Like, oh, when you turn 30 something, you could get the money.
Some sort of trust.
Yeah,
trust
one of them
fund.
that you just put money in there and it grows. And trust me, because I'm not even going to let them get it until they're older. Ain't no 25, ain't no 21. I don't even want you to get it when you're 29. I kind of want you to get it when you're like 30 something.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
fucked
it's
up.
fucked up.
I don't give a fuck.
I understand it, man. It's like you want them to mature, like be mature enough
Bro, like
to be
I
able
don't
to...
want them like so. From everything I'm working on all my side hustles, I don't want them
I get that
to get shit out of what I'm working hard for.
So
I want you to get shit out of something that you work hard for.
Get your own, and then once you get to this,
And then I'll give you a couple dollars.
That's just
You
incentive,
know-
like retirement.
money can buy happiness in a sense that I don't ever want my kids to have the same worries I had growing up.
Yeah,
So it'll buy comfort, I guess.
Well, that's the thing.
No,
Yeah, that's
that's
the thing I
that's
was gonna say
agreed.
too.
But at the
And-
same
Because
time,
you're doing all this basically because you figure like it's all energy that you're doing. Like you're putting energy in to get money out of that, right? In general, it's an energy transfer. Your energy equals the money, right? And with the money that you're getting, you want to put that into the security of your life and your kids having a place to sleep at night, a roof over their head, food to eat. They're having fun with life. They're able to do things they like to do and enjoy, and they're smiling and they're having fun as kids, and they're growing up healthy and this and that. If all that's being taken care of, that means you're making money.
See, and,
You know what I mean?
and I want
That means you have the security for these kids. So you can, that's the number one priority. So if all that's done, hey, like you can kind of exhale. You can exhale a little bit,
Can I say something real
because
quick?
yeah.
I just feel like, with what she said, like that's kind of placing you're placing your wants and your needs on another individual, because you don't want them to be in a situation that they've never been. But are they in that situation now, and will they even know your situation?
Oh,
Because
no.
only you will know your situation.
Oh, you talking about me personally?
No, not you personally.
Oh,
I'm
like
just
Kim.
saying, as
Oh,
far
okay.
as like the comment that was made or whatnot. But I feel like there are things that a kid will have to learn on their own, but at the same time, a parent can teach them. But you can only teach them so much, because I feel like if you're trying to give them a life that you never had, they never had that life before. So what do they even know about it when you're giving it to them? So you'll feel like they're unappreciative of what you're giving them.
I think the question's getting a little skewed now, though, because it's literally...
Well, that's why I said I wanted to backtrack.
I probably
Yeah, and
No, I
How's
did
it
it
getting
too.
skewed?
I did it
Okay.
too.
So, because this is... Now we're talking about raising, like, just strictly raising kids. Meanwhile, the question is, can money buy happiness?
Right,
Can
and
money
that's why I said I
back-
wanted to backtrack.
Yeah.
And I wanted to backtrack too, because you all know I'm a rambler. I'm not really good at staying on topic. I'm very bad. Like, you have a conversation with me, you be like, "How did we get here?"
I have a
But
comparison to this question, too. Finish.
I was just going to say, so as far as the question when money buys happiness, I guess for me it does in a different way for everybody.
Yeah. There you go.
Like I say, so for me, money would, because I love to give to my kids, because in a way it's like, because it also, I guess it also brings me in a way, because say it comes that day I do put that slide in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Me standing there like the dad with my arms on my hip, looking at the slide and seeing, like, not even just the kids sliding down, but the fact that I did it. Like, I'm like, well, would you look at that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
I did that, so so it brings me it will, 'cause I don't have
It's
it,
the
because
security.
I've already put my kids in a position where they'll never grow up to the way I did. They already got that. So, and it's almost like the money,
It helps
my
it.
goals have changed, I guess I want to say.
But you
'Cause
could have
before I
chose to
always
did
wanted so
anything with
much.
the money,
So,
Right,
You
but
coulda
I've always
chose to
wanted
blow
do
the
that
money.
stuff.
There you go.
Right.
right? If you're in a different state of mind, if your priorities are different, you're gonna blow the money, dog. But you're looking to secure your family's happiness. So like the money itself is not equaling happiness.
So
It's what you're doing with your money.
There you
That
go.
makes
It's
me
your.
happy.
It's what's that can get your happiness.
That was a comparison.
It's the vehicle. The money is the vehicle.
That was
what I
a
mean?
comparison I was going to make too. Like, for instance, remember you had the old question, do kids ruin a relationship? And my perspective was, it's like, it's not a kid that ruins a relationship. If anything, it's the change to your life. It's the kid that's just a variable. It's the same with money.
Right.
Money is an object. If money contributes to what your goals are, hell yeah, money can, contribute to happiness.
Right.
You
there
want
you
to
go.
do
Yeah.
everything for your kids. What's going to help that? Money.
Right,
not
right.
saying, money's going to cure all of my, problems and, thoughts and everything. But I'm not going to sit here and say that money's not additive, to this can help me reach the goals that make me happy.
Right.
What makes me happy, in your case, your kids' upbringing. What's
Right.
going to help that? Money.
Right.
So, yes, money can help happiness.
Yeah, it, especially in my sense, like, or what I got, or my goals, I would say, because before, like, it was all for self. Like I said, if I didn't have my kids, I wouldn't know what I wanted to do, and that's
Exactly.
I'm not going to lie. There's a little part of me that's selfish on my reasoning on why I want more kids. Mm-hmm. Like, they give me, like you said, they give me purpose and everything, and money is a part of that reason, or part of the whole, to answer the question on does money value happiness, because, like, I'll feel like complete, like I'm good, like I'm happy then, because I don't know, like,
What means the world
I
to
mean,
you?
those kids
would-
are
Yeah,
those
really.
kids are a part of you. You know what I mean?
I
Those
would
kids
feel
are an
the- I would
aspect
feel
of
the
you.
complete
Though.
opposite. I wouldn't feel that money buys you happiness. I feel like happiness is really just the connections that you make to different people on different mediums. And I mean, because the only information you can really exchange, I mean, is information itself. But I just feel like,
I think that also goes along with, like, your goals and preferences, because I'll be fine if I never meet another person a day in my life. I don't want to meet nobody else.
yeah,
I don't.
I mean, I would be fine with that as well. And I mean,
Yeah, but I get what you're
you
saying,
said it,
though.
but-
I mean, I wouldn't just
Huh?
feel like
It's
money
everyone's
would just
preference.
particularly just buy me happiness. It would just be something temporary, because I'm like, oh, okay, I got this. All right, what's next? Because at the end of the day, like, if money was removed from the equation, what do
Right.
you have?
That's
Yeah.
that's the
Well,
point.
that's
That's
why I
the
said-
point. That's the
That's
point.
That's why I said
Because
it's
money
preference,
isn't
and
even
also-
real.
And
Money's
that's
a-
why I
money's
said
a
I'm also
concept.
in a selfish way, because, I mean, I
But that's, I mean, way to work.
I mean, if they come out
Right.
tomorrow, and it's like, hey, there's no more money. That's it. You know what I mean? Your money doesn't mean anything. Everybody's equal.
I immediately think of a zombie apocalypse. Because I'm thinking, like, if this is not something that's time
world might go to
people
shit.
make having a purpose in their
'Cause
life.
that's the
It
thing.
will go to shit.
that-
So if
yeah,
you're
I was
putting,
about to
if
say-
you're saying money can be happiness, when the possibility of it just being taken out of the equation being a possibility, then how can money
in my
how
case,
can money
that's-
literally bring you happiness?
that's
It's
why-
not literally making you happy.
But that's why it's more
Society's
so.
false.
right.
it- I do think, that's why it's more so just
preference.
whatever, yeah, preference and whatever variable helps you. Because, like, at the end of the day, I'm not an anthropologist, so I don't know the whole, like, like real definition of what, human beings strive for. But all I know is everyone, is fighting for survival.
Comfort.
Yeah.
Survival first before comfort.
But it sure do help. I mean,
No, I'm
if
just
you
saying,
have-
no, that's where
if
I'm
you
coming
have that
from.
much money,
It's survival,
It
So
sure
if
does
you
help.
have more resources than the next person, you're striving for resources. Like, which is obviously comfort comes into play, but you're striving
Well,
for resources.
first
But if you have an
or
abundance
more
of it, is it
importantly,
still striving for
first.
it?
I say more importantly.
No, not first. How are you you're going to strive for comfort if you're not surviving?
Well, everybody isn't just walling on the ground like
That's not
scratching around for
But
stuff.
if there's no money, it's surviving. It's
Oh
literally-
well, you're talking about if they took money away.
Yeah, I'm talking even in the smallest sense. like I'm not saying it, in like literally, like it's a dog eat dog world.
Right.
Like,
That's
gotta
what I
get
meant,
mad.
kind of like, yeah.
But like it's literally survival. You want your kids to be able to survive first and foremost, off of anything. Then comfort.
Well, you don't want them. You don't really want them to even worry about having to fend for survival at all.
Oh, of course not.
So you're initially thinking of comfort.
World,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
You still
Yeah, in a
want your kid
perfect
to be
world.
able to
I'm a
be
little
safe.
different
If
on
we're
that,
even
though.
talking
They
about,
gotta learn.
if we're even talking
Yeah,
about a
they're different.
kid,
They gotta
if we're talking
learn,
about a
right?
kid,
No,
No.
you're
Learn.
taking survival to the like.
I'm talking about
literal
if you're a
apocalyptic-
You
parent.
teach somebody
no,
so much.
I'm talking about
that
if
they
you're a
won't understand
parent,
until
you
they
don't
do
have
it.
to even worry about the kid fending for themselves for survival. If you're a parent, I'm
You-
talking about from
you
a
will,
perspective of
though.
a parent.
Always
I'm a little
you will.
different
Like
as
I
a
want my
parent.
kid to be able to learn how to change a
I
tire
think you
and
always
stuff. Like
will.
that's survival to me.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm a little different. Like, see, my thing is like, I don't have like a whole plan or nothing.
Kip said not zombie.
I know that's why I laugh.
Not
I
zombies
don't have
again.
a whole plan
Yeah.
on. like,
Zombie.
There's not an itinerary
Central
on
right
how
there.
I'm raising my kid. I'm just winging it, really.
Oh, for sure.
But there is a sense in me that I want my kids to have some sort of struggle. I want them to, because I feel like the struggle that I had, granted, my mom gave her damnness. She gave us the best she possibly can. But my struggle made me who I am today and made me be able to look back and,
You're well-rounded, man.
Thank you. And,
Right.
it's going to be hard because I know my kid will never grow up in the hood. I know that. I have drove past the hood, like back in my old neighborhood, multiple times. We had little conversations as much as his 6-year-old brain can understand. And I'm going to continue to do it. I want him to see, I really want him to understand what it is that he has. And like I said, when he gets older, he's not getting shit from me. I'm not handing you a fucking thing.
See, I think that's
I bet you will.
That's
I might. I was gonna say,
I
like,
think that's
so
a
I'm,
reference thing, man.
just how I am, how
You're protective as hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
know
just how I
you
am.
will.
Look. Just how I am with anything we talk about here on the podcast, or we talk about in the group chat or whatnot. Sometimes I come back here and change my mind.
Just I think that's a constant topic, especially like in the black community too, because when you have, just different societal values, it's like, why is it? You're 18, you're a grown up, you can live on your own now. It's like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like I still
so I will not do that.
But I'm just but you see, like I think that's still,
I get. Oh, okay. I get
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel it still. I'm going to be obviously you're going to be a part of your kid's life forever. But it's like if I taught you what you need to be taught, to a certain extent. I'm not going past that to where it's like you're 25 years old. I'm not going to feed you and shit no more. Like you have to learn that yourself. I'm still going to help you out, like if you need something here, here's a 20 or something, like
Right.
go.
I think, but there'll still be some hardships though.
Oh, of
Like
course,
like you need help, you need 100. I'm not going to give you 100, but I give you 80. Like what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
but
the whole thing,
you gotta figure this
the
out.
factor, you have to
like-
factor in the equation that you're still. Yeah, that all sounds cool, but like the part of the equation you have to factor in is that you're a parent.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean.
You have
That's
that connection.
that's the
The
variable
love
that's
is
like
hard
okay,
to-
that's what makes it hard. Like that's
It
like
does.
the extra little bit that makes it.
But that's,
easier
I think
said
it's
than
part of
done.
the job.
Like-
Like his job's never done as far as being a parent.
Right.
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
never
exactly.
is. Bruh,
Every day
our
of their
parents
life.
say it all the
Yeah,
time.
that sounds.
Like,
Yeah, they say that's just like a
they don't
little.
let you forget it.
Yeah,
Ever.
that turns into just like a little like sound bite, but
Yeah, for sure.
nobody's gonna fucking
reality.
really realize
Right,
what that
right.
means until you're a parent,
Yep.
Yeah, but
including me. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm not a parent. I'll say that all day. Like I talk a lot of shit, but I don't have kids. Until I actually have kids, there's only so much I can
Yeah.
actually speak on from a first-hand perspective
Right.
because I don't have them.
Like I said,
You know.
I'm not. Gonna
That's
be saying
given
this
all.
now.
That's everything I'm saying is provided
fact.
you know, without
I think
me having
until
a
I
kid.
think until the moment comes up, because like I feel like how you said, like you just be freestyling it, like it's really like no perfect plan to it. You just develop it as you go,
Right.
Right.
into your situations that's going on. So
Yeah. And
That's
like,
how I
yeah,
look
like I
at it.
said, I could be saying one thing now, but there's a part of me that if I can and somehow have control over it, I do want him to, all my kids, you know, to go through some hardship. Like, I want you to struggle. I want you to experience it. Like, I don't want you to be able to, like,
Or
think
adversity.
that you could just, like, yeah, you know,
that
like,
creates the diamonds on my dick.
yeah.
Diamonds in them.
I just don't want you to think like
Meatloaf.
everything is always going to be okay.
Any of y'all ever watch Grownish?
Right. Wait, say it again.
Grownish? Nah,
no.
Blackish.
So-
That's the spinoff of Blackish, right?
Yeah, so only reason why I
I
even because
see.
I've never even seen Blackish and I start watching Grownish is because
I need to start. I heard it was all good though, both of them.
yeah, for sure.
Black
And
is-
Anthony Anderson's like the one girl's dad who's part of the spinoff, spoiled her to death. She's in college, start fucking up. What do? He's like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure your tuition's paid, but you're cut off though. All of these luxuries that you had, your car note, this and that, all of the stuff you don't need, you're
See.
cut off.
But how could he do that?
Now
What do you mean?
that
How- Because she's
Because he's
able
the
to
one
still
paying
pay
But he
for it.
spoiled her. He's
He-
a clown for spoiling her.
But she
But
gotta
and
learn
she
life.
actually spoiled
Nah.
though. I don't
She
even
gotta
think
learn
she's
life.
spoiled.
There's got to be balance. You
It's
can't
their
have an
definition of
unbalanced.
spoiled,
You
though.
can't have an unbalanced
That
upbringing
teaches-
for that
teaches like
kid.
balance, though.
And then
Yeah.
when the kid isn't doing what they're supposed to do, and you've spoiled them, you're wondering why.
But you're
like, come
taking
on,
it
bro.
as
You
being
can't just
spoiled.
take
Like,
them away. Oh
my
no,
parents paid
I'm
for
not
my
doing
car
nothing now.
insurance when I was in college. I did what I needed to do, but I would have understood if I was effing up. That's on me at this point. Like if you,
Well, you don't got no choice but to understand because you're
yeah,
cut
but
off.
That's the
Like,
same thing. But
but yeah,
they
like
was-
it's like that's just like
even though they ain't
extreme.
tuition, man.
Yeah, you know. I mean, it's just extreme. It's
Ooh.
just like, hey, man, like,
Yeah,
come on now.
but I
Like,
think it's a level.
the
I think
parents
it's-
mess up too.
Yeah. Oh no, they mess up for sure. But it's a lot of
Yeah.
accountability on a kid. Though I feel, even like all of the talk I gave for the parents, it is still going to be on a kid a lot too.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
to have their own accountability. That's
It
my
goes
favorite
both
word
ways.
in everything. Accountability
Yeah.
is my favorite. That's definitely been my favorite word of the 2010s.
We got to
plus.
we got to have a count on how many times Wayne
Yeah,
said accountability.
Accountability.
We'll have a
Accountability
ticker
ticker.
on the bottom of the.
Cole's pause button.
That
Wayne
Wayne's
accountability button.
Man.
All right, man. Yeah.
Funny,
so,
man.
preference, money
Yeah.
bags happiness is a preference,
Yeah.
and all in what you got set as goals, et cetera, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, it just depends.
So I finished my yak, which means it's
What
time
yak?
to go.
Patron.
Yeah, I finished
You gonna
my
be by yourself
drink.
tonight,
He
man.
had a
I'm a little
Patron
tipsy.
love shot.
Huh?
You're gonna be by yourself tonight.
Nah, it's cool, man. I know you said you
Cole
had
had a
long day.
Patron slushy by himself. Oh my
I'm going home, B.
Well, help clean up, but
Turn on some Pornhub.
god. Hey, you say fuck out of here, Nico. Get your ass up out of here.
Like some candles.
Hey,
Uber.
turning picture frames over.
Don't look at me. Oh man, but yeah, man. It's time to wrap it up.
It's time to
B. It's
wrap.
been 2 hours. I see that we have grown in this podcast to the point that we don't know how to be on one topic and get out of that topic.
It's really,
Never
it's
mind.
really,
Three topics
it's really
today.
the IDK. It's really the I don't know
80
podcast
topics
now.
in
Like,
the
Yeah,
arsenal,
man.
it's the
We've been a
literal I don't
little-
know.
Yeah.
We've been some talkative ass people lately. I
Right.
tell you
That's
that.
a person, yeah.
My
Y'all
bad.
been some opinionated ass niggas,
I'll
man.
shut
I
up.
tell you.
Hey,
Yeah. Nah, man, it's all good. That's what we come here to do. You know what I'm saying? This is family here. We just have conversations. That's all. Healthy conversations. 4 different mindsets, 4 different opinions, man. It's all love at the end of the day.
Definitely.
Always come here to have fun, man. It's been a good time. We definitely appreciate you all for staying up late. I know you got to get up in the morning, but you guys are awesome, man, sticking it out with us. I'm not going to shout you all out because I don't feel like it. And let's see. What is it? It's episode 55.
55. The Devin Bush episode.
5.
No real, no real announcements or anything. Oh, that's not an announcement for y'all, but I'll talk to y'all afterwards. But shout out to you guys who kicked it with us tonight. Shout out to Van Taylor for letting us come do our thing. And damn, the audio is gonna be trash at the end. I'm not even gonna put it.
Let's splice something else on there.
Right.
Just
But
enjoy
man,
it.
the I Don't Know podcast, and we up out of here, my Weebilizations.
Peace.
Weebles.
My Weebles.